What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Sunday, and we are coming to y'all live, unlike Friday, mainly because I have been a little preoccupied. As y'all can see, I was a little late today, so I do apologize about that. But my goodness, thank y'all so much for being here today. For those of you that are new, I am Emmanuel Noisette, aka E-Man from Eman's Movie Reviews, and you are here for this live chat because you want to catch up on some of the latest news in the entertainment world, and we have a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, there's some Spider-Verse updates that we got to get to, some potential Superman, legacy updates. And yes, there was some breaking news with a certain Marvel character, and we will talk about that. That just happened, I think, like yesterday. So don't worry, we will get into it very soon. But yes, I have been, forgive me right now if I'm a little out of it. I just got done traveling. I came back from San Francisco actually, and shout out to Pixar. You know what I'm saying? Like Pixar, they flew your boy out. Shout out to them. I covered the press junket out there for the movie Elemental. I actually really like the movie too, by the way. Like I took my kids to go see it, and they're usually the best test for me. Whenever I go see like these movies geared for children and stuff, I'd be like, "Yep, do y'all like it?" Like if y'all like it, then it's a hit. So they ended up loving it. My youngest was like, I can't wait for this to be on Disney Plus, so that was definitely a positive thing for the film. But yeah, like man, that was a quick trip. Like, again, like for those of y'all that don't know, when you get flown out to these places, it's not a life of luxury or nothing. Like I'm out there for 24 hours. I get there, I'm doing prep, I'm getting my questions together. In my case, I was recording my from videos and stuff because I'm just working. I don't get to see nothing. I don't get to go nowhere. I'm sitting in the hotel room, I'm working, recording and stuff. Then the very next morning, I'm going straight to Pixar, and it was shout out to them again because they gave me a nice little tour of Pixar Studios. So I'll be posting some pictures and some videos and stuff on my Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that. So you can definitely check some of those things out. Really cool thing. But then be on the lookout because I do have some interviews with the director and the two lead stars as well. So I'll be posting those also. But just in case if I don't have enough time to do the review, the movie's good. I liked it. In case you didn't know, the movie is about all these different elements like fire, water, earth, and wind. And it kind of tells the story of like how we are mixing cultures, or when you're in a relationship, what do you do if you're fire and the other person's water? Can y'all even touch? Can y'all connect? Like what happens when your families get involved? So it's actually a pretty dope story for what it mirrors in terms of real life stuff. So I would recommend checking it out, especially if you got kids and stuff. And of course, if you have like parents that were immigrants, of any kind, or grandparents that were immigrants, this story might actually touch even deeper too. I know it did for me because my parents are, immigrants from Haiti. So there were a lot of things in this movie I immediately connected with. So anyway, that's just my quick little shout out for that. So one other piece of housekeeping news, and this was another thing that kind of made me late, so I apologize. I'm gonna post this link in the chat. My mod squad, if y'all don't mind, maybe circulating this a little bit later. I apologize. I haven't fixed everything up right now, but I'm giving y'all this early access now to go ahead and sign up. All you have to do is look in the chat, look in the comments. I just posted it. That is a Google form for you all to fill out, because this is going to be, like I said last time, I'm doing a giveaway for reaching 100K subscribers. And once again, let me give praise and honor to God first, to my wife second, and then of course to all of y'all. for making that 100K happen. But I've always been one of those type of people where like I'm a giver more than a receiver. You know what I'm saying? So like I'd much rather, if I have it, I'm gonna give it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like right now, the least I can do is give y'all at least a little something back just to show my appreciation for subscribing, sharing the channel with your friends. Just the love and the support that you guys give. I cannot express how much it really means to me each and every day. I mean, not just the live chat, because the live chat is the livest chat in all of YouTube, but I'm talking about like even the folks on the replay gang. For some of y'all that come in and hit the thank you button, not the like, but like YouTube added some thank you button, and y'all be adding those donations like after the fact. Thank you. In case I did not let y'all know, thank y'all very much. Sharon was the last one I saw. Thank you so much. I think you left like $20. That was amazing. I appreciate you. So thank you very much. I do just want to let y'all know that I do see those. I see them, and I try to reply to them as quickly as I can. But I absolutely am so appreciative. So like I said, that's why I want to give back. Now part of this giveaway, listen, I can only do so much. I'm trying to spread the wealth as much as I can. If I could give it back to everybody, I would. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick a couple random. Actually, I'm not even gonna pick because I don't want no bias, right? I'm actually gonna I'll give you a little secret. One thing I like to do with random giveaways, I let my kids pick. I let them go and just pick a name and they pick out the winner. So that way it's super, super random and no bias. But I'm going to pick a couple winners. Some people are going to get Fandango promotional codes to go watch a movie. It's just a couple of bucks here and there per ticket. So, just to reduce the amount. Matter of fact, if you go to a $5 Tuesday, you covered. You know what I'm saying? So mainly because I really want y'all to go see Spider-Verse. You don't have to use it for that, but if you were looking for an excuse, I'm helping you go watch that movie. Or if you want to go watch, Transformers or The Flash, you can do that too. So I'll be giving away some Fandango movie codes. And then for some of y'all, I'll also be giving out t-shirts. So what I've done is I listed 2 of the stores that you can get t-shirts that I've created, things that like I can legally, sell to y'all. So if you want promotional codes, you could fill out the form and say like, yo, I'm cool with the movie tickets, or yo, I'd like a t-shirt, or maybe something random, because a lot of times I have a lot of random stuff the studios send me. I don't need them, so maybe they'll be good for y'all. So look, you can get some free movie tickets, a free t-shirt, or something super random. And listen, I am not promising satisfaction if you choose something super random, okay? Like, I'm just saying, if you choose it, you gotta live with it, okay? So go ahead and fill out the form. Like I said, I'm gonna be and by the way, any information that I ask, I am not going to use that information to sell y'all nothing. I am not going to use that information to sell to other people or companies. I do ask for a phone number. I'm not calling y'all. Look, I love y'all. I ain't calling you though. Okay, I'm just not. But I do sometimes need that for shipping purposes. In case the FedEx man or whoever needs to call you about your package. So any information, I just want y'all to know, is going to be just for the sake of this giveaway, and that's it. I think I've covered most of it. So we got the giveaway. We got that. Okay. Oh, and coming soon. Actually, right after I get done recording this, I have to record for y'all my Flash review. I will be posting that. Hopefully, if not later today, it's probably gonna show up tomorrow. But the Flash comes out next week anyway, so y'all gonna have plenty of time to digest that. But okay, I think I got most of that stuff right there. Let's get to one of my favorite parts, which are some of the shout outs. Let's see. First and foremost, we got Rim 17 coming through in the cut. Thank you so much, ma'am. Shout out to you and the rest of the mod squad for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Kid Mello, what is going on? Thank you so much. Come on now, we got Miss Harper. Good to see you, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to you as well. Chino, what's up? How are you? Good to see you. 60 plus, what's going on? Oh, snaps! Today is your birthday. Okay, Miss Cynthia, hold on. Let's see if I happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Miss Cynthia. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Congratulations. I hope that you have a fantastic birthday. I hope you had a great birthday weekend. And you celebrate, take care of yourself, have fun with friends, family, loved ones, and all of that. But thank you so much for deciding to spend your birthday with me here, like, and the rest of the E fam. Like, that is amazing. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful time. Kristen, thank you so much, man, for being here. I appreciate you and all your efforts with the mod squad. Thank you so much. Let's see, we got the homie Deborah is back. Thank you so much for being here, Deborah. Always appreciated. Samantha, hello, good to see you. Let's see, Paul, what's going on? Thank you so much. Yes, Spider-Verse was amazing, spectacular, some would say. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see, I didn't skip. But wait, I lost my track. Sorry. There we go. Treese, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here. Then we got Zia Latrice. Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here as well. Dang, I've done skipped them. Hold on, let me go back. I've done skipped a couple. My man Reese is here. What is up, Reese? Thank you so much for being here. My man Johnny Washington's here as well. Thank you so much. Pamela, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you. Christy, what's going on? How are you? Thank you so much for being here. My man Eric Shaw is back. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Metal X, hello. Good to see you too. Terrence, my man, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here. Big Auntie Energy Show. That is awesome. I love that name. That is awesome. Thank you so much for being here. My man Nelson V is here. What's going on, brother? Thank you so much. Let's see, Siobhan, good to see you back. Thank you so much. Another Mod Squad homie, SJ Evans. How you doing, ma'am? Good to see you. Let's see, my man No Limit Soldier. How you doing? Good to see you. Who else I saw? There we go. The homie Rhonda. Hello, ma'am. Good to see you too. Thank you so much for being here today. There we go. My man Theo Manning is back. What is going on? Good to see you. Seriously Black. Hello. Good to see you. My homie, look at that. My little homie Aubrey is back. Y'all don't know. Aubrey came to my last watch party finally for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. We got to watch the movie together, and that was awesome. I'm glad that she was able to attend and have a good old time. Thank you, Aubrey, for being there. I always appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's see. My man Angel Gonzalez is back. What's going on, brother? Good to see you too. Let's see. Mario, what's going on? Lamar, how you doing? Dang, man, this thing's skipping. Tasha, what's up? How are you? Let's see. Cal Payne, what's going on? Good to see you. Sean, what's going on, man? Good to see you too. Shar, hello. How are you? Who else we got? I saw Yolanda. How you doing? Nivlak, thank you so much for being here. Mario, oh wait, I think I got you already. Real Talks, thank you so much. David, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And shout out to everyone that has made it out today. I really appreciate y'all so much for continuing to support and show up and being here today. Kat Harlem, thank you so much for the contribution. I know I'm late, but congratulations on 100K subscribers. Thank you so much, Kat. I appreciate you and this wonderful donation. It really means a lot. Thank you so much. Treble Clef, hey, E-Man, E-Fam, congrats on the milestone. Thank you so much for that as well. I really appreciate you so much. Sharon, look at this. Sharon, I just gave you a shout out, and look at you blessing the channel with the super sticker. Thank you so much, Sharon. I appreciate you so much. For real. Thank you so much. Let's see. Rim 17 coming through in the cut. Let's go. What's up, fam? What I want to know is where can peeps send you stuff if we want to support? Is there a PO box or something? Someone asked me, and I promised I would ask EFAM. Y'all know the drill. Thank you so much. You know what? I don't have one yet. Like I said, I don't be looking for stuff. Like I don't have one. And it's not something that registers for me. You know what I'm saying? Because like I don't be thinking about getting things, so I never bothered setting a PO box up. I don't. I'm like, yo, I'd rather give y'all stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Rims, you just be giving me work to do. I don't know. Maybe I'll set one up or something. Or if somebody wants to PM me or something, like let me know. We'll set something up or something. But anyway, thank you so much for that support. Yeah, nothing yet. I don't have nothing yet, but you know, maybe I will down the line. But thank you so much, Rims. I appreciate you. And shout out to whoever asked you to ask me. I appreciate them too. Nelson V, E-Man, are you doing the Spider-Verse spoiler review? Man, I've been looking for my man Brandon K. Avery. I thought we was gonna do. I don't know. We gotta look for we gotta set something up. I've been just too busy to do it on my own. It's a lot easier if I can like partner with somebody and just kind of like go through it that way. Because the amount of time it would take for me to do it by myself would just be insane. I'd love to though, because there were so many things in Spider-Verse that I absolutely loved. But I might, I don't know. I just have to find the time. You know, like I said, this last week I had 4 screeners that I had to go to. Then I had to travel, you know, out of state. Like, and then I had like 2 interviews I had to do. It was a lot. It was a lot. So I just have not had a lot of time to like just sit and twiddle my thumbs like at all. And I still have to watch I gotta watch a new show for y'all. I'm only doing this for y'all. Ooh. When I tell you I am only watching this show for y'all, I'm not gonna tell you what it is. But when I tell you I'm watching this show only for y'all, just believe me. Believe me. Because if it wasn't for y'all, I would not watch this show. Okay? I'd go off and take a nap or something. But I'm gonna watch this show for y'all. Don't ever say I don't sacrifice nothing for y'all. But soon, I hope. Somebody go hit up Brandon K. Avery on Just My Opinion Reviews. You can find him on my favorite channel list. Go bother him and tell him we need to go do a spoiler review for Spider-Verse and for Flash too, by the way. Go bother him. Tell him E-Man sent you and tell him we need to get busy. So let him know. Thank you so much, Nelson. I appreciate you. Let's see. Come through. Let's go, namesake. Appreciate that for that $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. Natalie, what's going on? Marvel might be choosing real villains. Listen. I got the news when I was on the plane home. It was like midnight. It was ridiculous. So I have not even had time to absorb the full story. We're gonna get into it. We will get into it. But look, hey, look like both companies ain't doing too well. You know what I'm saying? Like you got everybody. Ezra's still running a mess. He's still running amok out there. So you know, there's a lot of supervillains out here, supposedly, allegedly, whatever. Thank you so much, Natalie. I appreciate you. Friggers Bell. Good afternoon, E. Here's a band. Do a dance. Okay, let's see. Do I have a dance? There you go. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Frigga, so much. Galliot Productions, hello. No need to fear. Non-Kino is here. Thank you so much, Non-Kino. I appreciate you so much for being here, and thank you for the support. Tyrone, what's going on? Into the Spider-Verse had the whole everyone in the theater confused at the end. My son was like, that's it. Well, here's the thing. They promoted it as part 1, you know, so like I can understand where some of that confusion was coming from, because it wasn't like it's not like the part 1 was in all of the advertising. Sometimes it was just Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and that was it. So if you went into it and you didn't see that part one, then yeah, you would be confused and be like, yo, where's the rest of the movie? But it was always advertised and promoted as being part one, and then Beyond the Spider-Verse was going to be part two, and that's going to complete the whole trilogy. Now, I'm gonna have some more updates on Spider-Verse a little bit later, so hang tight. We will definitely get in there. But thank you so much, Tyrone, for the support. Friga's belt. Don't do this to me. Not my man to knock. Listen. I this is one of the reasons why I be saying, like, I don't put no stock in nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody is human and we don't know. We just don't know. So we just gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens, but we'll get to that story in just a bit. All right, let's get on with some of the topics here. And let's see. First of all, we have this movie that I did not ever in my life think was gonna happen. I thought we was done. I thought it was over with, but apparently reboots, remakes are a thing for Hollywood. And if you was gonna reboot or remake anything, apparently the Leprechaun is going to be one of them. Yes, that's right. There is going to be a new Leprechaun movie that is currently in the works at Lionsgate. All right, Lionsgate, the Leprechaun is actually the longest running franchise in Lionsgate history, and it's going to get a fresh start as the studio reimagines the horror title for a whole new generation of moviegoers. Let's see. It says the director is going to be Felipe Vargas or something. I don't know who this is. Apparently Felipe did some movie called Milk Teeth. Milk Teeth? Like, what is that? Like, hold on. Let me look at this. Let me look at this guy's IMDb real quick, because I ain't never heard of him. Hold on. Let's look at this together here. So Felipe, what are you known for? Loteria. Okay, don't know. Milk Teeth. Ooh, that didn't even get a high rating. The Guide, that's not high. Grapefruit and Heat, that's not high. The Distant. What? Okay. All right. I never heard of this director. This whatever they've directed, I've never heard of none of that stuff. So good luck. Like, good luck with it, because now I will say this. And this is first. This is first feature length. You've been doing a whole bunch of shorts. What you got going on? Unless ZZZ. Now, I'm not gonna say that Felipe can't make a great movie. I'm just saying the track record it's not given. Okay, it's not given. I'm not having the most confidence in this. And I don't know about y'all. I like the first Leprechaun movie that came out. It was original. It was different. That little leprechaun was a menace. Talking about he's gold and all that. Like, yo, my man was on something, right? But when they kept doing sequel after sequel after sequel, I mean, I watched them. I don't remember none of them. I think they lost me when they did Leprechaun in the Hood. When I saw that, I was like, oh, hell no. Like, no, we done. We're done here. We're not going to do this anymore. I'm good. I think, did they do a Leprechaun in space? Did they do that? Like, I'm good. So, I don't care about this, like, at all. Y'all gonna have to show me a good trailer. You're gonna have to show me something positive, because right now, no, thank you. But anyway, y'all let me know. What do you think about this? Are you interested in a Leprechaun remake? Like, does it at least get you a little curious or something. If it does, let me know what you think in the comments down below. But it ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna wait on y'all. I'm gonna wait on y'all to let me know if this look like it's something worth watching. Because right now, no. All right, next up, y'all, we got an update with the DGA. Now, I've told y'all extensively about the writer strike currently going on in Hollywood. The writer strike basically is all about how the writers are demanding fair pay. You know, they want better pay because the landscape of streaming has changed everything, and not just streaming, but also AI. The use of AI and potentially using AI to replace writers. All of these things are kind of threatening the livelihood and the jobs of writers. So the writers have gone on strike. Not too long ago, I think I also reported to you all that SAG after the actors version, their union, they have authorized to go ahead and strike if necessary. And like overwhelmingly, they're like, hell yeah, we gonna strike, you know. So they have not yet reached an agreement with the producers and the studios yet either. So you have the writers and the actors both. Well, the writers are on strike. The actors might go on strike more than likely. And then you also have the DGA, the Directors Guild of America. And the directors apparently are, you know, everybody's like, oh, we stand in solidarity. Oh, yeah, we all together, you know. Yeah, well, except for the directors, because apparently the directors they've reached a tentative deal with the studios and streamers. It says here the Directors Guild of Guild and Hollywood's top studios and streamers have struck a tentative deal on a new 3-year labor contract. Just to give you a quick summation, it says in these negotiations, we have made advances on wages, streaming residuals, safety, creative rights, and diversity, as well as securing essential protections for our members on new key issues like artificial intelligence, ensuring DGA members will not be replaced by technological advances. Man, that sounds great for y'all. That sounds great for y'all, but you know, when you have the directors just jump and make a deal with the producers and studios, it's kind of like you kind of leaving the rest of them in the, like, what happened to your actors and writers? I mean, I'm just saying, I thought y'all was all in solidarity together. I thought y'all was working together, because if y'all not working together and y'all go cut a deal with the producers and stuff, how you gonna make movies if you don't have no writers or actors? How's that gonna work? You know, and I'm a little disappointed because I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, if all of y'all are having these issues, I'm sitting here thinking like, why wouldn't y'all just wait until you have a collective thing? Like, why would you sit here and cut a deal and leave the people that you have to work with out in the cold? I just don't think it's a good look. It's not a good look, because now it almost looks like, you know, you like, oh man, sucks for y'all, but we getting paid. Oh, we getting protected. Sucks for y'all. But here's the other thing to consider though. I feel like the degrees of separation are a lot shorter when it comes to being a director and a producer, right? Because it's not always that you'll probably have more directors that are also producers versus actors that are producers or writers that are producers. Maybe in the TV space it can get there, but from a movie perspective, like, you'll probably have a little bit more crossover. So I can kind of see how like directors would be closer and easier to make deals with, because, well, they're all kind of like in a similar pool, you know, with the producers. But I do think it is a bit of a slap in the face to the other unions that are literally fighting for the same things. They want to be protected from AI. They want that, you know, pay raises and stuff. They want all these protections, and, you know, like, if they make something and it gets viral, they want compensation. So, you know, it's a little disheartening, I think, to have them strike a deal and the writers and actors haven't. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see what happens with it moving forward. But like I said, like, everybody needs to make a deal sooner than later, because one way or another, either studios are going to lose money because them strikes that affect production. Oh, you losing money. You're not making money if things are not being produced, but you still got to pay people's wages. You still got to pay for, studio time and stuff like that. Like, all of that stuff costs money. And from a viewer's perspective, I told y'all, we gonna be the one suffering. Movies are getting delayed, TV shows are getting canceled, production is being halted. The last thing we want is for the shows that we love to start getting terrible just because they brought in a different set of writers that might not be as experienced. They might not be that good. So now the great show that you watching is going to feel real boo-boo at the end of the season. It's not going to be a good look. Nobody's going to be happy. Nobody's going to be happy. But anyway, y'all let me know, what do you think about the DGA signing an agreement with the producers and basically leaving the actors and writers out in the cold? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let's see, my man Buzz, what you got? I ain't been here for a minute. Afternoon, E-Man, and the chat. What's going on, Buzz? Always a pleasure to have you here, man. Thank you so much for joining when you do and how you did. Thank you so much. All right. I was very hesitant about talking about this just because I feel like a lot of this is awkward and a little uncomfortable and weird, and to my knowledge, it's still kind of unresolved. So I'm not gonna go into full detail with everything. In case y'all didn't know, Bryan Singer, and this is the guy that gave us The Usual Suspects, like one of the best movies in, like, I don't know, last 30-40 years, whatever. Like, it's a great movie. I'm not gonna give it away, but like, if you haven't seen The Usual Suspects, go watch it. Fantastic film. This is when movies in the 90s were straight feasting on great quality. But Bryan Singer, he's also the guy that gave us the X-Men, the early X-Men movies too, right? He has had a lot of success in Hollywood, but at the same time, he has had an extremely troubled career, mainly due to a lot of accusations, and the accusations are pretty bad. A lot of these things have come about, I would say, pre-Me Too movement. So, and Bryan Singer just kind of like ducked out of the spotlight conveniently right at the right time. So he never really got canceled, but I think he kind of self-canceled himself because, the accusations were not good. They were not good. And a lot of them were a lot of the accusations were in reference to a lot of the things that, people in Hollywood don't want to really talk about, but at the same time, like, people talk about it. But apparently that's not the weirdest thing, right? The weirdest thing about this is Bryan Singer's been trying to do a comeback, right? And it's weird to me that, I guess it's not weird that you want to make a comeback. It's just how he wants to make this comeback. And this is giving me, and I'm not equating the crimes, but it's giving me OJ Simpson vibes. Remember how, like, OJ Simpson, first of all, OJ, come on now. Like, we all, come on now with OJ Simpson, and we know, all right, we know. But remember how, like, OJ came out and, like, wrote a book, like, If I Did It, and was trying to do something. I don't know what the hell he was trying to do to repair his career, but writing a book about hypothetically what would have happened if you did it, not a good look. It was just weird, right? So I feel like Bryan Singer is kind of sort of taking a similar page from that book. Similar. And apparently what this guy is doing is he is going to self-finance a new documentary to address the assault claims against him. And this is a choice. This is something, right? So it says here, then in 2019, the Atlantic expose detailed allegations that Singer sexually assaulted 4 men when they were underage, derailed and it derailed his future plans. But he has already, denied all those allegations. And it says here that Singer is working on a self-financed documentary about himself and his struggles. One source says that the pitch for this was impressive. According to this pitch, Singer plans to address the allegations of sexual misdeeds and cover his attempt at career resurrection. Well, at least we know, according to one source, what say at least we know it will be fair and balanced. Right. So I'm like, this is the choice. This is a very interesting choice to sit here and make a documentary and bring all this stuff back up, you know. And I mean, look, I guess on one hand, it's interesting for someone to try to take control of their narrative. Oh, that's okay, that's something. But I'm wondering if it probably would have just been better had he just disappeared like completely for like 10, 15 years and then just came back. Because a lot of times people be having like short memories. You know, the internet never forgets. But sometimes people be like, man, whatever, I don't even care. No lawsuits happen, no arrest, whatever. It's a nothing burger. And then people just be like, look, did you give us a good movie? Now, I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying I've seen that kind of happen and it's been effective. I mean, listen, Mel Gibson, I don't think has ever even been canceled. Mel Gibson has had such a troubled past, has been caught saying a lot of terrible, bigoted things, and my man just still makes movies. He still makes movies. He still appears in stuff. He's gonna be in the Continental, the John Wick spinoff, and he just act like whatever. I'm gonna still do what I do. So, you know, I don't know if this is a good move for him or not, for Bryan Singer. It's definitely interesting. It's interesting, you know, and I'm also wondering how much people care about Bryan Singer and these accusations. Cause like, you know, a lot of this stuff that was going on, like I said, it was before the Me Too movement, and that was before social media was really used as like a tool for exposing people. So I don't know. Now that we know that he's going to have a documentary, do y'all think that this is going to be an effective move in helping him? Do you think that do you even think he should be making a documentary in the first place? Should he just move on and just make movies and hopefully the movies are good and nobody cares? I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right, we got Rago. What you got? Wasn't able to join the live last week, but wanted to say congrats on reaching 100K. Thank you so much. Subscribers, found you from your Lovecraft reviews. Also, finally saw Spider-Man. I definitely agree with your review. 9 out of 10. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you. And shout out to all the Lovecraft folks that came aboard back then. Like I was just thinking about that, and I still miss Lovecraft. Like if there was a way we could bring that back for season 2, I will lead the charge. I will do whatever we got to do to get that back. But thank you so much for that. I appreciate you and your long-term support as well. Tony, what you got? Despite not being a good person, but also directed X-Men Days of Future Past, which I love, and is easily my favorite X-Men movie. So yeah, I mean, like, thank you. You know, I'm with you on that. That like, you know, a lot of times people don't have to be good people to make good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know Bryan Singer personally. I don't know if these things are true or not. All I can do is just really, you know, judge these things like from what we hear or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I don't take nothing away from what Bryan Singer made as a movie. You know, like I said, he made The Usual Suspects. That's like one of the best movies in a long time. So, you know, like, yeah, it's totally possible to do both. But thank you so much for that, Tony. I appreciate you. Oh, back to back. Definitely will watch it and pure curiosity. Sure. You know, I don't think I would watch the documentary per se, because I don't really care about Bryan Singer like that. Like he's not that kind of figure that I'm like, oh man, I wonder what's gonna happen. Like, yo, bro, if you're guilty, throw away the key. I don't care. If you're not, okay, fine. Make some more movies. Like I'm not that invested in him, but I would be curious to see how people respond to the documentary. So that's where my curiosity lands. But thank you so much for that, Tony. I appreciate you. Ms. Makiba. Ain't nobody told me nothing. Hey, E-Man and Evangers. What's up, Ms. Makiba? I appreciate you. Listen, I'll be posted on Twitter. I posted it Friday that we was doing it on Sunday. I don't know how else to get the word out. I don't know what else to do. But I appreciate that you're here and that you made it. So that's all that really matters. Thank you so much. Let's see. Okay, let's go. Moving on. Boom, no more Skywalker, y'all. Okay, we talked about this last week, where Mark Hamill had made the crazy suggestion that they should get another age-appropriate actor to play Luke Skywalker. And I mean, like, my gosh, like I still can't fathom why anyone that has transcended a role like Mark Hamill has with Luke Skywalker, why he would want anyone to be recast to play the character. I mean, you would think he'd be worried about his legacy being tarnished, right? Like, why would he do this? Why like, people are gonna forget all about him if the new actor's really good, right? Like, man, that's scary to recast. And plus, I can't think of nobody else that could play Luke Skywalker besides Mark Hamill. He's the only one that can ever be able to play the role, right? Anywho, one of my other issues that I've always had with Star Wars has been, I've told y'all that they've been way too reliant on the whole Skywalker story. Because I thought that it worked well with the original movies, and it was fine for the prequels, and it was fantastic for what we saw in Clone Wars and so on and so forth. So, like, they filled in that gap. Like, y'all took 30-40 years or whatever to tell the Skywalker story, and I thought that was good, right? But apparently the great Mark Hamill, I believe, finally agrees with me. And that is where he says here that he doesn't believe that Star Wars needs Luke Skywalker anymore. Ooh-wee. So during the interview on CBS News, Mark Hamill said, well, you never say never, but I just don't see any reason to in terms of bringing Luke back. He said about reprising the role of Luke Skywalker. Let me put it this way. I mean, they have so many stories to tell. They don't need Luke anymore. I had my time, and that's good. But that's enough. Oh. Thank you. How many times? I know y'all have been here on this channel. I know y'all have heard me say Star Wars is a huge galaxy. Why we always got to go to that one little planet, Tatooine? Why we always got to deal with a Skywalker this, Skywalker that? Like, y'all got a whole galaxy. You got a big old thing called the Force. You got a whole bunch of people running around as Force users. Why y'all got to stay confined just to these 2 little 4 or 5 people in the big old galaxy? Move on. And here's the thing. We have proof that this works. Rogue, Rogue One, that proved you don't need nothing Skywalker related. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, let me correct myself real quick. That final scene in Rogue One was fantastic, but the whole story didn't have to revolve from the perspective or from the angle of a Skywalker. That was the key. Then you got the Mandalorian. Okay, now the last season was kind of boo-boo. Okay, we'll give you that. But the first 2 seasons proved without a shadow of the doubt, you don't need Skywalker nothing. Now we about to get Ahsoka that's finna come through. That's going to be, I think it's going to be good. I think it is. I hope it will be. You got all these other things coming out. You got the Skeleton Crew coming out. You got all these other things that are coming out that kind of prove you don't need Luke Skywalker. Now, I will also put this little caveat in there, that while I do believe you don't need Luke Skywalker anymore, I will say that, like, I wouldn't mind if they did a series or a movie about Luke Skywalker in the middle years, right? Like, so after Return of the Jedi and while and before A New Hope, not A New Hope, before Force Awakens. So if you give me something during them 20-30 years when Luke is trying to make a new Jedi temple, where Luke is on the run from the Empire, where Luke is out here just being the best Jedi, that we've ever seen. If you want to give me those stories, I'm cool with that. But I don't need nothing else from Luke Skywalker. Matter of fact, I'm fine if y'all don't give me that Luke Skywalker in the middle too. It does not need it. You could tell so many other stories. And on top of that, my biggest issue is the fact that I don't like the gatekeeping that happens in Star Wars fandom, where, if it's not Skywalker related or whatever, then, new people can't really like connect with it. It's a bigger barrier for them to like get introduced to Star Wars. I'd much rather them start telling more stories and just move on from there. Let's just do that. But anyway, y'all let me know. Do y'all agree with Mark Hamill? Do y'all believe that they don't need Skywalker anymore, Luke Skywalker? Or maybe you disagree. Do you think that maybe they do need more, Luke Skywalker? You let me know how you feel in the comments down below. All right. I got one here. Let's go. Okay. Oh, man, I just lost it. Hold on. Let me scroll up. My bad. I lost it. There we go. My man, Mo Better. What you got? Transformers an okay 3 out of 5. First half was fun, but once it got to the second half, I woke up and realized I was watching the end of the movie. So I'll say I'll agree with you on that. I only posted my reaction for Transformers, and I just didn't have time to do a review. But my general thoughts for Transformers Rise of the Beast, it was all right. It was fine. It was a good movie. I liked it. I still think the first Transformers movie was like the best one. The rest were trash. And then you have gosh, what's the Beetle? The yellow one or whatever. That one came through, but like I think this one was like Bumblebee. Now I'm talking about Beetle. Bumblebee. I think this one was better than Bumblebee by a little bit, but it wasn't as good as the first Transformers live action movie. So it still had problems, like I thought that Rise of the Beast still had issues. Like, again, this movie was basically like the humans featuring the Transformers. Like I hate it. I hate it when you put the title characters as background characters in the movie. It's almost like the Godzilla movie, I want to say from 2014 or something, where it took Godzilla a whole hour into the movie to show up. Like, I'm not coming to watch Godzilla. Like, I'm not coming to a Godzilla movie to watch the humans talk about their family and marital issues. Oh, we're going to go through a divorce. Oh, I'm not happy at school. I don't care. Where is the monster with the fire breathing breath and squashing buildings and stuff? I don't care about y'all. If I wanted to see a movie about humans, I'd go watch another movie about humans. So if I'm going into a Transformers movie, I don't need to see all of it. Oh, I'm struggling. My little brother is sick. I need to help with medical bills. I'm sorry. What's that got to do with Cybertron? What's that got to do with Unicron? What's that got to do with Energon? Like, I don't care. I came for the robots. I came for the big giant robots with the guns and the shooting and the cars. That's all I care about in this movie. So anyway, they found a way to make it make sense in this movie to add the humans. It was just forced, in my opinion. And I don't like the whole 60-40 balance of humans and Transformers. I feel like at the end of the day, a good Transformers movie is going to have 90% Transformers, 10% humans, or maybe none at all. Maybe none at all. So anyway, but yeah, you're right. I'm with you. I agree with you. I give it like somewhere close to where you rated it. It's not the greatest, but it wasn't terrible either. I had good fun with it, and I like the ending. I'm not gonna spoil it. It was a nice little surprise, and we'll see where they go from there. Thank you so much for that. Tony, what you got? Roman Polanski, despite him doing a crime back in the 70s, and that guy still makes movies, but only in French, and similar to Steven Seagal in Russia. Polanski is like celebrity down there in France. Yeah, I mean, I never really got on board with Roman Polanski either. I don't really see the hype. So that was never really, I mean, him and Woody Allen. Like, I don't watch their movies. I don't care for their movies. I'm not saying they're bad. But tack on the fact that those movies don't appeal to me, and the fact that they have troubling issues that go on behind the scenes and stuff, I'm like, yo, that's just further motivation for me just not to care, for me not to invest my time into it. So yeah, yo, if Roman Polanski can be popular wherever, good for him, I guess. But they're not getting my support. So but thank you so much for that, Tony. I appreciate you. Oh man, my man Dion, thank you, brother. I appreciate you for that. Hey, E-Fam, E-Man, I'm happy to see that you hit 100,000 subscribers. Proud of you for hanging tough. Thank you so much. On another note, though, can you vouch for a From convention in the works, or is that just a rumor? I don't know. I haven't heard of that. Wow. If there is one, I'd go. I'd like to go to a From convention. That'd be very interesting. So yeah, listen. I don't know. Let me know where you heard that from. I'll look into it. But that would be pretty cool if they did have something like that. I would totally go join and set that up. That'd be great. Thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. All right, let's move on. All right, let's do the Rebel Moon. Now, I've told y'all before, Zack Snyder has moved on from DC, and he is now at home with Netflix. He already did some movies for them before, but now his real bread and butter is going to be Rebel Moon. And Rebel Moon was supposed to be kind of like a Star Wars movie, and this was before Lucasfilm bought, before Disney bought Lucasfilm. So Zack Snyder was kind of like, all right, cool. Since that happened, and we're not gonna have my thing, I'm gonna go to Netflix and I'm gonna pitch this Rebel Moon as like something original, right? But in addition to this, like I've told y'all this too, because I think even Tony, you had brought this up, and I addressed it earlier. One of the issues I've had with Zack Snyder is the fact that like he's guilty of just doing the most. And Zack Snyder will do things where he'll put out a movie, and when he puts out the movie, it needs it needs an extended cut. It needs a bonus special edition just to explain itself, or whatever, or to make more sense. Like, for example, Batman v Superman. Now, again, we understand that there was studio interference and so on and so forth. But to me, it's a problem when your the cut of your movie can't do its job in terms of telling the story, and you need way more time just to do stuff, because that to me lets me know that you might have an issue with storytelling. So, because again, and here's the proof is we've seen it done. We've seen a plethora of movies for decades that have told us, hey, I can tell you a compelling story. I can have you connect with characters. I can have you, like just be entertained with what's going on in less than in like an hour and a half. Like, so if other movies and other directors do this on the regular, this does not make Zack Snyder the exception to the rule, right? So, with that said, when it comes to Rebel Moon, it seems like Zack Snyder's going to be up to his same old tricks. And that is apparently there are going to be two Rebel Moon movies, and they're going to get 2 cuts each. One that anyone can enjoy and one for adults. It says here, Zack Snyder revealed at the start of 2023 that his Netflix space epic Rebel Moon will be split into 2 movies, but Snyder is actually making 4 movies, sort of. He goes on to say, or it says there, Snyder announced that each Rebel Moon movie is getting 2 separate cuts. One cut is a movie that anyone can enjoy and watch, and one cut will be more explicit, strictly for adults. First of all, before I get to the rest of it, my main question here is why? Like, why? Like, what? Why? Why? What's the purpose of this? Why do you need to make one that's like PG and then the other one that's like more explicit? Just like, this feels like more unnecessary work. Just pick a lane. Pick a lane. If you want it to be explicit, let it be explicit. If you want it to just be safe, let it just be safe. So now I'm just wondering, again, this just makes me wonder, is there an issue with his decision making and how he makes movies? Like, you couldn't just pick one. You had to figure, like, this is just going to Netflix too, by the way. You know, now, is this a marketing tactic because to me, I'm sitting here like, if I know there's an adult version, I'm just gonna watch the adult version. Why would I watch the watered down general version? Like, what's the point? See, this feel like you doing the most. I feel like you're doing the most. Goes on to say here, I think for fans of mine and people who are ready to take a deeper, harder dive, that'll be fun for them. Rebel Moon was written as one movie, but Netflix became hesitant after Snyder delivered a 172-page draft. At that length, Rebel Moon would have clocked in around 3 hours. Bruh. What are you doing? What are you doing? Just like, guys, when it comes to like movie scripts, usually the rule of thumb is that each script is about 1 minute of a movie, right? So they say like, yo, you should have a script that's like 90 pages or maybe 120 pages, right? Like that, then you get that 100 hour, you know, the hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. This man did 172 pages. 172? For a Rebel Star Wars wannabe movie? What is so deep? What is so rich? My thing is this: why didn't you just pitch it as the first part of the movie and see if anyone even cares? See if there's even any interest. Why go this deep with it if you don't even know if it's going to work? Because, and the reason why I say that is because original properties in today's world are having a hard time, just kind of like standing above the rest. Because right now, everyone can't be John Wick, right? John Wick is a great example of an independent, original concept that finally managed to rise to the top, right? It managed to like, compete with Fast X and all these other things. And it's like, look, we gonna do something and become bigger. But they did it very gradually, right? I don't even know if Rebel Moon's gonna be good. I don't even know if it's going to be something successful, especially because it's going to be on Netflix. Netflix, the problem with Netflix is the fact that, yes, they give you a lot of quantity in terms of content, but sometimes them things come and go. Sometimes them things be hot and then they just be gone and you forget all about them. You don't even think about them no more. So, like, look, I just remember Bird Box. Y'all remember Bird Box? Like, you probably didn't think not one time about Bird Box until I just mentioned it. Now, by the way, they're coming out with a sequel for it. We'll have to wait and see if that sequel does anything. But what I'm saying is just the fact that, like, sometimes these things don't work. What was that other that Will Smith movie, Bright? They thought Bright was gonna be great. Original, had a nice star attached to it, and this is pre-slap, and guess what? Bright did not last. Bright came, it went, and it was, never. So my thing is just like, I don't know why you overcommitting to something and you don't even know if it's gonna work. Like, test the waters. Just test the waters first. Okay, he goes on a little bit more. He goes on to say here, I believe this is, Zack Snyder said this. If you ask me to make it this less than 2 hours, I'm going to lose all the character. You won't care about these people. It's a character story about how people can change and redemption and what you're willing to fight for. So he said, what if I gave you 2 movies? Okay. I mean, in my opinion, and I'm not a writer, I feel like if you feel like there's potential for these characters, there is a way to tell the story to create intrigue, and that intrigue can trigger demand for us to go deeper into the characters. Because you also run the risk of this. You might show me all this stuff about this character and I don't care. That's the other part of this. Now he's worried that if he don't tell us everything about these characters, we're not going to connect and care with them. Well, maybe you tell me too much and I still don't care. Maybe that happens, but you do have the possibility of telling us and introducing us to these characters, maybe teasing certain backgrounds and backstories, and then maybe we can sit here and be like, yo, I want to know more about that. Hey, give me more about this. It's almost like with Across the Spider-Verse and Gwen Stacy. When she came through, they kind of teased a little bit that like she came from a different universe and she had these things going on. And even in Across the Spider-Verse, like I was like, yo, like she got a nice little backstory here. I wouldn't mind seeing more of her. You didn't have to give me a 3, 4, 5 hour movie with Spider-Man for me to get interested in a character, because now what's Sony about to do? They're going to give us an individual spinoff for Gwen Stacy. That's how you do it. You tease, you create the inspiration, the intrigue, the curiosity. Then you can go ahead and do this next thing. So right now, and let me be clear, I don't know if Zack Snyder's plan is going to work or not. I don't know if Rebel Moon is going to be good or not. But I feel like he's putting all his eggs in one basket. That's how it feels. But I don't know. Y'all let me know. What do you think about Rebel Moon in terms of how Zack Snyder's approaching this? Um, are you going to watch the clean version, then the adult version? Are you interested in Rebel Moon? Does it give you interest and hype? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right, what do we have here? Bianca, thank you so much. Congratulations, E-Man, on 100K. Thank you so much. I'm so very proud of you, and it's about time. You should be at 1 million, but I'll take it. Question: what's your top series you are watching right now? Thank you so much for that, Bianca. Right now, I am watching From, and that is going to be what has got my interest right now. From is on MGM Plus. You can also watch the first season on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it for free right there. It's also on Roku channels, on the MGM channel too. So right now, that's my top series. I will admit, I don't know if the second season is like as strong as the first one, but I'm already knee deep into it. But I will tell you my most anticipated season or series that's coming up is going to be Secret Invasion. I'm gonna give y'all this real quick, just real quick. I was talking to a source. See, y'all be getting some good little info real fast. So I was talking to someone very close to the situation. Yeah, y'all know I can't reveal no sources. And they had already seen Secret Invasion. And this person I talked to, they fully admit that things were struggling with Marvel. Okay, so they admit that. And they were like, look, but this Secret Invasion, though, this is putting Marvel back on track. I said, oh, word? They was like, oh, yeah. And I said, okay. And you sure about this? And it was like, look, that first episode of Secret Invasion is gonna have the people talking. I say, yo, say less. Say less. So again, I have not seen it yet. I am gonna be getting a preview sometime soon, and I'll be covering it and all that. But this source that I talked to, again, very close to the situation, they told me that this is it. They told me, listen, Marvel's been mid. Marvel has been mid. And coming from that person, I never would have expected them to admit that. But they let me know Secret Invasion is back to where Marvel was before. And that's all I needed to hear. So that is going to be my next most highly anticipated series to watch coming up very soon. So right now I'm on From. After that, it's going to be Secret Invasion. We'll see where that goes. But Bianca, thank you so much for being here and for the support. It really means a lot. I appreciate you so much. Let's see. Tony back at it. Yeah, but Snyder usually has a director's cut to a lot of his movies. So the fact that Rebel Moon is getting a theatrical cut and unrated cut isn't surprising at all. You're right. Yes, no, that is absolutely right. And that's why I say like this is a Snyder thing. The fact that Snyder can't find a way to just make one cut to me is kind of, it's questionable. It's like, why do you need to do this? Why can't you just find a way to be more efficient in your storytelling? So again, listen, maybe that doesn't bother other people, but to me, it's just like, it's not. Here's the thing. The difference is people forget that making movies in Hollywood, it's not just an art. It's also a business. So you have to fuse the art and the business together. On the artistic side, when you're telling movies, when you're making movies, you're telling a story, right? So telling the story, developing characters, having good, strong themes and stuff, that's the artistic side. The business side is the longer your movie is, the shorter amount of times it can be played per day in a theater, which caps the amount of money that you can make. And let's be honest, nobody's making these movies without trying to see some sort of return in the process. Now, the directors or the writers might not exactly, but them studios, the people that invest the money into it, they want their money back. And you're not going to, you run the risk of shortening the profitability of a movie when you keep on having long extended versions of the movie, and that's going to be the problem. And not to mention, audiences sometimes will get turned off. If an audience member turns on, I don't care even if it's Netflix, and you see a movie is 4 hours long, mentally some people won't check out. Now, that's not the same, because some people say, well, people watch 5 episodes of a TV show at once. Psychologically, it's not the same thing. In a TV show, there are natural breaks. Then you also have the fact that, like, you can hit the pause button. It's just the storytelling is different versus a long, continuous movie. You're not always going to have that. So, yes, this is a very Snyder-ish thing to do with the extended cuts, but I'm saying it's conflicting with the art and the business, and I don't think that always works out to their advantage. But thank you so much, Tony. I always appreciate your contributions. Thank you. Frigga's Bell, E-Man, the company I work for has a graphic novel we'd like for you to review. How do I contact you? Graphic novel. What? So Frigga, I don't really do graphic novels per se, but I mean, you can reach out to me on what's a good way? Shoot me something on if you're on Facebook, go to my Facebook fan page. Let me hold on, let me put that in there, because I check that more than anything else. I'll put the link in the comments. If you're on Facebook, shoot me a DM right there, and then we could talk. But I will give you a heads up, I don't really review novels and books and stuff, just because I don't always have time to read them. But I mean, let's talk. Let's Let's see what's up with it. And we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. But thank you so much, Frigga. I appreciate you. Vegas, what you got? Snyder has only had 2 director's cut, dog. Come on. Okay, well, 2's enough. Like 2's enough. I'm good. Like I'm good. I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm good. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, let's keep it moving. Okay, now speaking of directors, now y'all, I have told y'all one of my favorite directors is James Cameron. James Cameron, in case you didn't know, James Cameron's the guy that came up with the Terminator movies. He's the guy that took Alien to another level with Aliens. Of course, more recently, well, he's also done Titanic. He has done Magic with Avatar. 1 through 15. And so yeah, this guy, I've told y'all before, he don't miss. Okay. And when it comes to making movies, when it comes to just filmmaking in general, James Cameron is that guy where he's like, look, do you know who I am? Right. And the thing is, as arrogant as it sounds, he can back it all up. This is the guy that makes great movies and dominates the box office. He makes movies that are either classics or they're box office all-time top 5, top 10 hits. So yes, he sounds arrogant and cocky sometimes, but my man can back it up. This guy straight up told people at Fox Studios or whatever, or Century, I forget which one. He was like, look, I built your studio. My movie, I built that. That little office you got over there, I built that. The fact that you got that company car, I paid for that. Okay? So if I want something, you go get it. If I say go get this, you say how fast. This Cameron cannot miss. Cameron can do whatever. But here was a funny situation that just recently happened. Now, Arnold Schwarzenegger, aka the Terminator, right? He has a new documentary called Arnold. And apparently, he was talking about this one situation between him and James Cameron while they were making Terminator. And Arnold said something to James Cameron, and James Cameron told Arnold something, and that was it. That was it. So let's kind of go through what happened here and how this went down. It says here, Schwarzenegger and the Terminator director James Cameron recalled during this documentary how the star didn't like saying the line during filming and wanted to rework it into something else. Now, the line that's in question here is Arnold's very famous line of "I'll be back," right? So it says here, Arnold said here, sometime in the middle of the shoot, we're doing this police station scene. The line is, I'll come back. It wasn't meant to be like a big moment at all. Says, oh, this is James Cameron saying this. He says it was literally meant to be on its face, no problem. I'll come back. For some reason, Arnold didn't say, I'll come back. I said, well, just say, I'll be back. Keep it simple. So, speaking in the documentary, Arnold said, I'll be back sounded kind of funny and wanted something that sounded more machine like, kind of like, I will be back, which led to a heated exchange between him and Cameron. And Schwarzenegger said, and he says, are you the writer? And I said, no. And he said, well, don't tell me how to freaking write. Schwarzenegger wasn't afraid to admit he was wrong, however, adding that Cameron's line was absolutely right. Schwarzenegger goes on to say it became the most quoted movie line, I think, in the history of motion pictures. So this just goes to show you who was right and who was wrong. What I tell you? James Cameron, don't miss. My man said, who the writer? He said, look at me. Look at me. I'm in charge. I'm the one that wrote this script. I'm the one that's directing this movie. You just the actor. Be quiet. I said, say I'll be back. Say I'll be back. I'll be back. Good boy. Go finish acting. Who gonna tell Zack? Who gonna tell James Cameron anything? Who gonna tell James Cameron what to do about anything? James Cameron. Nobody needs to step to James Cameron about nothing. Nothing. And he was right. I'll be back is literally one of the most famous quotables in movie history. You can't walk up to you can go to another country and say, I'll be back. And people will be like, ha, Terminator. Like, they gonna know what it is. People gonna know what it is. In another parallel multiverse, somewhere out there, Arnold Schwarzenegger said, I will be back. And don't nobody care about Terminator. I just wanted y'all to realize that James Cameron knows what he's doing. Okay. You put the ball in his hands for that final shot. Okay. And you don't tell Michael Jordan how to shoot. Okay. You don't tell this man how to be clutch. You let this man do what he do and let history and the dollars roll in. Anyway, what do y'all think about this story? I thought it was hilarious. I loved it. But what do y'all think about James Cameron checking the Terminator before it got too bad? Oh, this could have been bad. Who knows? But anyway, y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let's see. Quiet One. Hey, man, I'm glad to hear Secret Invasion is going to be good because I want Winter Soldier and Avengers 1 Nick Fury, not Captain Marvel Nick Fury. So, thank you first of all for that. That is what what my source did say. They said, look, I mean, I said this too. Like, just looking at the trailer, they were like, look, we going back to Winter Soldier vibes, and I told this source to their face. Okay, y'all don't understand how important it is for me to tell these folks to their face. I was like, look, y'all been getting real goofy lately, and it's not good. Okay, I'm telling you this as a critic and as a fan. All that goofy, silly stuff, it ain't working for y'all. Okay, it ain't. I was very happy for them to let me know that this is going back to Winter Soldier vibes and, Little Falcon and Winter Soldier vibes. I was like, Falcon and Winter Soldier. They was like, look, you said Winter Soldier, so that's fine. That's fine. So they did let me know the tone is going to be serious and it's going to be good. So that's all I needed to hear. But Quiet One, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Mo Better, what you got? James Cameron be walking on set in the studio like Suge Knight. Yeah. And ain't nobody gonna say 2 words to James Cameron because he run this. Okay, that's exactly how he get on set. Thank you so much, Mo Better. I appreciate you. All right, let us do this one thing because we're gonna stick on Marvel real quick. Now, one thing that we've talked about multiple times has been how mid Phase 4 has been. And, there's been a lot of speculation about why it's mid, what's been going on. Marvel's falling off, they lost their edge, blah, 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 right? Now, I've told y'all this myself, that my suspicion was a lot of it had to do with a trickle-down effect. I've told y'all that I believe a lot of it came from Bob Chapek during the COVID era. And what ended up happening was Bob Chapek interrupted the process, like he put some of his boys on top of on top of Foggy for him to report to them. So it kind of like messed up the creative process that Bob Iger had previously set up. And keep in mind, when Bob Iger left, like that was the end of phase 3, right? That's when Marvel was at its peak. Phase 4, that's all Bob Chapek. So one of the issues was that Bob Chapek was like, yo, we need more Disney Plus stuff. We got to get some more streaming content, more. Now everybody thought this was all new. So, we'll give a little grace there. The streaming wars were a thing. Everybody was like rushing to have content and to grab subscribers. I told y'all from the jump that was never a good strategy, because I told y'all the race for subscribers is a fleeting effort. You can get all the subscribers, get all of them. Guess what? There's a cap. Look what happened to Netflix. They had the most subscribers, and once they hit that cap, once you get to the top of the mountain peak, what happens? You got to go down. And they started losing subscribers, and people were losing faith in them, because it's always going to be a problem. You're not going to get more people in this world to subscribe more until the population goes up, or more people can afford, to buy your stuff. But yet the price of streaming keeps going up. So that's going to be another barrier too. Anyway, but the problem for Marvel specifically has been the fact that with all these extra people, all these extra shows and movies that they were trying to produce, things were getting really thin. And one of the most thin things was Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige was not around to check on everything, so he would delegate a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff got lost in the sauce. And we've seen that. We're going to talk about some specific things that fell through the cracks, but there was a new book or expose that was written that kind of detailed a lot of the things that happened behind the scenes. So again, I don't know how reliable this is, but I'm just going to take it for what it is. But I do believe it confirmed a lot of things that I had suspected was going on. So let's kind of go through this a little bit and talk about some of the internal problems that were exposed by this new report. It says here, according to the sources, multiple TV veterans have taken meetings with Marvel Studios, with some expressing a lack of interest due to the lack of autonomy. So, in other words, these writers and so on have not had a lot of power behind the scenes. It says at Marvel Studios, the lead writers on its MCU Disney Plus series are credited as head writers rather than showrunners. Now, let me just explain that real quick. Yes, you obviously have to have a head writer, but when it comes to TV will usually treat directors, I want to say, like as second tier, whereas movies will treat the director, it's primary, right? If you're Scorsese, if you're Spielberg, and you directed a movie, oh no, you the boss. Okay, you the one that makes the decisions. On TV shows, the showrunner is also like the lead writer, and the showrunner directs everything. Not directs per se, but they're in charge. They're the one that they got it, right? And then, of course, they might bring in a bunch of different directors here and there to do some episodes, whatever. But the showrunner is the top dog. So what this report is saying is that on the Marvel TV shows, rather than having the lead writer be the showrunner to like actually, make sure everything runs, they're only being tagged as head writer. That's the key difference here. It says here that Marvel executives often are in the writer's room as well. Lucasfilm, who do Star Wars and all, utilizes the same practice while also referencing a time when an executive referred to themselves as the showrunner. The question of whether final decisions are motivated by story or what's best serves the next film or series on the assembly line, that is what the potential problem is. In other words, when you have the showrunner or the head writer be the one in charge, their only concern is, what makes the story work? Does the character make sense? Does the story flow properly? Is this getting developed the right way? That's what the writer slash showrunner is in charge of. However, what they're saying here is when you have the producers, coming in, or the executives coming in and making decisions, the executives don't really care, at least according to this, as much about character development, the plot, or whatever. They're more so concerned about how we going to use this to tease the next spinoff. They're looking at it from a business perspective. How can we do this to tease the next movie that's coming up? So, does this make sense for the story? I don't care. We got to go promote this new show. Well, if you're worried about promoting your new show or your new movie more than you are the actual thing here, that's going to be a problem. Actual TV show, that's going to be a problem. So that is definitely something that we need to be concerned about. On 1 second here. Okay. Y'all give me a quick moment here. I gotta go check on my kids real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Everything's all good. Sorry about that. I heard the alarm and I'm like, wait a minute now. Okay, let's kind of get back to business here. So yes, the producers or executives are coming in, making decisions that potentially could be compromising the actual story that's going on. So that's one potential issue here, right? Let's see. It also says here, as Marvel Studios expanded alongside its output of content, those put in charge ultimately lack experience. And due to the rapidity of the MCU machine, there's too much to juggle and not enough time to learn. The insider on this expose goes on to say that it wasn't always this way, because back in the day, Kevin Feige used to go around and be the problem solver on the movies. And now there's too much happening in all the areas, which is why everything is wildly uneven. So this kind of goes back to what I was talking about. When you have all these projects that are happening and they're happening super, super fast, and all this stuff is going on, you're going to have a problem because everyone's not experienced. All the little mini producers and stuff, they're not Kevin Feige, right? So like they might be in charge of like a certain TV show, but they don't know how to make these movies or shows that great compared to Kevin Feige. Because in the past, Kevin Feige would be like, all right, y'all, go cook, right? He'd be like, go cook, go do your thing. And then right before it's all done or whatever, I'm going to come in as the head chef. I'm going to taste it. I'm going to be like, ooh, you need more salt. You put a little paprika in there. He's going to come in and do all that. However, now during phase 4, it seems as though he was like, all right, y'all, go cook. Good luck. And maybe he just didn't have enough time to actually taste what's going on, to give recommendations. Maybe he was like, just smell it. Oh, okay, that smells good enough. All right, go ahead. I'm too busy. I gotta go run and check on 5 other pots. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like Kevin Feige being run thin, and he's the like Kevin Feige is the secret sauce for Marvel. This is any indication of that. I think that's something that we need to pay attention to. And if I'm Marvel or Disney, I definitely pay attention to this as well. You don't want to lose Kevin Feige, because clearly when Kevin Feige, imagine if phase 4 is an indication of what we get when Kevin Feige is run thin and he doesn't have a lot of time. What do you think the next couple phases will be if there's no Kevin Feige at all? That's going to be scary. That's going to be a problem. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, yo, the fact that now Bob Iger has come back, he's been like, yo, let's pull it in. Let's slow down. Okay, we ain't got to put out every other show all the time, every time. We ain't got to do all of that. We got to make sure these things are cooked properly, right? Give these shows time to marinate. Make sure these movies actually are good, So like, I like that, and that's why I said for the longest, I'm not very confident in the movies that we are about to get. What is it? The Marvels and then Cap 4. I'm not 100% confident in those, not yet, because I still think that they might be running a little thin. There could be some potential. They might be good, but I'm looking for 2025. I'm looking for the movies that come from Marvel in 2025, Deadpool, stuff like that. I'm looking for those movies to get back on track in terms of being as good as we remember the previous movies to be. Let's see, there was some more in this expose here. It says, as for the studio's current TV process, writers include the head writer are often gone once production begins and after they have completed their number of scripts. The new team is then left to deal with on-set rewrites. In addition, the same source connected to Marvel employees related that producers would pitch an idea to a writer, assign them an outline, and then have them throw it away before assigning them another. Of course, this issue with this isn't just a lack of direction, but the absence of single creative vision. It says that head writers are not writing any shows. They have no real power. And yeah, there it is. There it is. So if you were ever wondering why Marvel has been struggling for so long, it's because this plan has not worked. This plan to delegate to all these other producers are not good enough. It's not good because unfortunately, a lot of these producers don't have apparently enough experience. And it's very possible that not only do they lack experience, they probably don't have the nerdy vision that Kevin Feige does. I told y'all this before. Kevin Feige is a huge nerd. Okay, this man knows the characters inside and out and the stories as well. This is one of the major reasons why DC was struggling to find someone just like Kevin Feige, and they ended up having to get two people. They had to get Peter Safran and James Gunn just to come up to try to be their Kevin Feige. So that's how much of a unique presence he has. And yes, even though people work with Kevin Feige, it doesn't always mean that they can get that it will translate into them being able to replicate what he does. Look how long my man Kevin Feige was working with Spider-Man with Sony for a long time. I'm talking about with the Amazing Spider-Man and all that, and that underperformed. This man gave them free notes. They ignored those notes, and they came out with Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Andrew Garfield, and those movies underperformed. They did not make the money that clearly Spider-Man has the potential to make. They both made 700 million and 750 or whatever. Meanwhile, when Kevin Feige came in, them movie, the first Homecoming made like 800, almost 900 million. The Far From Home made $1 billion. No Way Home made another $1 billion during a pandemic. So clearly Spider-Man is $1 billion per movie potential. And Sony, knowing fully well what Kevin Feige could have brought to the table, ignored it and still underperformed. So like I said, the good thing that here is that hopefully Marvel gets it together. Like I said, Bob Iger's come through. My man is basically was like, look, we're gonna get back to basics. He got rid of all that middle management. And I hope they take their time with stuff. But anyway, how do y'all feel about this new expose about like basically Marvel's insides, the controversies or whatever, about how they doing the writers. They're not really making them show runners per se. Does this kind of give you a little bit more clarity as to why Phase 4 has been so mid? Does this potentially give you any hope that, now that they kind of, now that it's been put out there and now that Bob Iger is back, do y'all think that Marvel can get back on track? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. First of all, let me grab this real quick. I got my man Terrence. Terrence, thank you, brother, so much for the $10 cash app. I really appreciate you. My man said for the Namor defense fund. I'm sure Namor is gonna need all the defense he can get. Thank you so much, Terrence. I appreciate you. Ms. McKeeba, yes, to the face. Yes, I did tell certain individuals to their face what they needed to hear. See, and that's why I be saying, like, that's why I always find it so funny when people try to come up to me and be like, you're just biased and you just love Marvel. I'm like, look, I enjoy Marvel. I don't let nobody off the hook. Whether you Marvel, DC, Sony, Warner Brothers, no, I don't believe in blind allegiance. The only one, no, you're not gonna get that from me. Like, I will enjoy your stuff, I will praise your stuff, and I'm gonna criticize your stuff. Why? Because I always want it to be better. So yes, I got no problem telling you, hey, your stuff stank. Okay. Why will I tell you that it stank? Because I want it to smell better. So yes, I tell them in their face. Thank you so much, Miss McKeeba. My man Mo Better, what you got? It's like Omar from The Wire. As soon as somebody sees James walking by, they be like, James coming, yo. It's Omar. Oh, indeed. Thank you so much, Mo. I appreciate you, man. All right, let's see. Let's move on. Cat 4 is coming out. I already told y'all about the fact that my man Mackie might have some new drip. Y'all already saw potentially what that could be. But apparently it seems as though, based off of a new image that was released by y'all boy Mackie himself, looks like we got a new title for Captain America. And that is Captain America 4 is now retitled Brave New World, and drops the first look at Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford on set. So here's the image. I don't know if y'all can see this as well. Let me try and blow it up. I don't know if it'll blow up as much, but y'all can kind of see Harrison Ford here. And yes, in the title here on the chair, you can see it says Captain America Brave New World. Now, keep in mind, before this, it was called New World Order. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel like this name change is kind of soft. This name change feels very Disney-ified. It feels like Disney was like, nah, you can't come in here with no Illuminati sounding looking title. Right now, first of all, y'all didn't realize that from the jump. Y'all didn't realize that a new world order. Y'all didn't know that had like conspiracy theories and Illuminati and all that stuff. You didn't know that it had that that connotation, that connection. And to be honest, I was actually kind of impressed that they called it New World Order at first. I was like, oh, okay, this sounds like y'all finna do something, daring. It sounds like y'all finna do something, like outside the lines a little bit. And I was here for it. I was like, yo, okay, let's see what happens. Maybe we're dealing with government conspiracies. Maybe we're dealing with a bunch of different things that are going to flip things upside down or something. But Brave New World? That sounds like a Disney Plus special to me. Brave New World? Is Pocahontas gonna show up? Like, what are y'all doing? Brave New World? I don't know. I'm not really feeling the title. I'm not really feeling it. It just this don't sound like something exciting. It don't sound like something Captain America would deal with. You know, like Captain America out here dealing with the Winter Soldier, out here dealing with Hydra, out here dealing with Civil War. Brave New World? How you go from war to brave? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see. I'm just saying it'll like, bro, you gonna bust out in a musical? Like, what are we doing here? I don't like it. I don't like it. There was something else people were looking at here. You could look at Mackey's new his threads, I guess. This just looked like a jumpsuit to me. I don't even know why he wearing this, because I mean, I guess he ditched maybe Wakanda recalled they last uniform that they gave him. But this looked like a little air pilot type of jumpsuit thing or whatever. But the one thing people were also noticing, if y'all can look right here, look if you could see here, was Harrison Ford, his the pants that he's wearing. Apparently, people were noticing that they were ripped. People were noticing that it was ripped up right here by the knees. What could that mean? Uh-oh, he could become the Red Hulk. He could be, maybe he had already hulked out. Maybe that's what they just shot. Um, I don't know how to feel about this movie. I'm to be honest, I don't know. I've already told you my concern. My concern with this movie has been that the character of Sam Wilson is not going to be focused on enough, and that there are going to be so many other things happening that distract away from Sam, that the character is not going to get meaningful development. I've also told y'all, and this is not shade, I've also told y'all that I don't believe Anthony Mackie has demonstrated that he can lead a movie by himself. So they're going to shadow and crowd up the field with a whole bunch of other characters and a whole bunch of other things, and kind of hide him in the mix. And we've seen so far, there have been a lot of things. It's like a Hulk movie. You got the Hulk's villain with the leader. You got Betty Ross coming back. You got Thunderbolt Ross coming in, potentially being a Red Hulk. I mean, all we're missing is the Hulk. And there was rumors he might show up, you know? So again, no, it's not shade. I'm just saying, track record, it has not been demonstrated that you could be like, yo, Anthony, lead this movie by yourself, and that's proven to big results. I have not seen it. I've not seen it. So I'm a little concerned. You got the Hulk factor in here, and then you got this weird title change. I'm not going to say it's a red flag. I'm not going to say it's a red flag. Not yet. I'd still like to see the trailer. I'd still like to see the tone that they go for. I hope they keep it serious. I hope they keep it serious, just like, you know, Winter Soldier and the other Cap movies. Don't, you know, you can add a little humor, but don't go silly with it. But we'll see. Y'all let me know though. How do you feel about the new Cap 4 title? Are you feeling the fact that, you know, Harrison Ford got these ripped pants? Like, do you think that's Red Hulk in the making right there? Do you like my man's new jumpsuit? Looking like an airport. Is that velvet? Like, is that velvet? I don't know. Y'all let me know. What do you think about all of these new updates for Captain America 4? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. First off, let's get, oh my God, Jason, my man. Thank you, sir. Oh, so kind of you. My good, that is so generous. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Just sending some love to you, E-Man. Keep up the great work and amazing movie show reviews. Thank you, Jason, man. I appreciate you, man, so much. You know, like listen, this is exactly why I'm telling y'all, like, please go fill out the form for the giveaway. Because you know, as much as y'all give to me, I want to be able to give something back to you guys. So please go fill out the form, and just let me know, you know, so I can just pick some random people and just help you guys back out in whatever way. Just show some appreciation. But my God, thank you so much, Jason. I really appreciate that, man. You've been contributing to the channel for a long time, and in great ways, and it does not go unnoticed. So thank you so much. Thank you. Let's see, Latrell, thank you so much for that contribution as well. This new name change is too close to a whole new world from Aladdin. Now they can throw that title away. It is I mean, is he gonna fly with Red Hulk and show him a new world? I don't like it. Like I said, it feels very Disneyified. I don't like it. I'm not feeling it. But I guess we'll see what happens. But thank you so much, Latrell. I appreciate you. Let's see. Quiet one. Wakanda reclaimed their lemon pepper wings. What they probably did. They probably did. You know, especially after the events of Wakanda Forever. They was like, man, we ain't getting it out of nobody. Everybody on temporary hold. You know, but hey, that's just what they had to do. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. All right. Let's see here. We gonna stick on the Marvel train. Thor 4. I recall when Thor 4 first came out, I remember I went to the premiere. I think this was like one of the first times I ever went to a premiere. And I was having a good old time. I was like pumped. I was geeked, you know. I didn't get flown out or nothing like that. I had to, you know, do it on my own dime. But I was happy just to be invited. Great experience, right? And I remember when I went into the theater and it was all these cosplayers and people that was just hype and people was cheering, screaming, all this stuff, you know. And I remember when I came out the theater and I saw all these people on their phone, all the, you know, social media influencers, all that. Greatest Thor movie ever. Oh my gosh. Marvel is back. Best thing since Endgame. Blah! And I was sitting there, I was like, I mean, it's, you know, it's okay. Yeah, yeah. Some people gonna like it, you know? And I even said, I was like, look, this thing gonna get some mixed reviews, you know. And this is me coming off of like it was coming off of like all the positive energy outside, and I wasn't there, so I hadn't collected all my thoughts. I hadn't like, you know, written my review, obviously, and was literally walking straight out the theater. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, did I miss something? Like, why am I not as excited as everybody else? You know? And of course, you know, later on in my review, once I could think about it, I was like, man, this movie was too whack. Like, it was too goofy. It was too much going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was, and then I started thinking about like all the things. I was like, why y'all making all these jokes while somebody dying of cancer? Like, something's wrong with this movie? It's not very good, you know? So, you know, I was happy about the fact that, you know, I trusted my gut and I was able to at least kind of identify that something was off sooner rather than later. And I understand that, like, for someone like myself, I'm not attached to the project like that. So it's not going to be something that, so because I don't have that kind of attachment, I can see things a little bit clearer, right? Because the degree of separation is a lot greater. But I can also understand that when you are very close to a project like this, it's going to be harder for you to see. But hey, it's better late than never. But apparently, man, Chris Hemsworth, aka Thor, himself has finally seen the light because Chris Hemsworth breaks his silence on Thor 4's disappointing reviews. He goes ahead and responds to the Thor 4 criticism and says, "It's a bunch of 8-year-olds critiquing my film. They said that we thought this one had too much humor. The action was cool, but the VFX weren't as good." He goes on to say, "I cringe and laugh equally at it. I think we had too much fun. It just became too silly. It's always hard being the center of it and having any real perspective. I love the process. It's always been a ride, but you just don't know how people are going to respond." Thank you. This goes into exactly what I just talked about with Marvel struggles. Nobody was there to reel in Taika Waititi. Whoever was in charge sat here and thought, okay, this is fine. This is fine. Whoever was in charge, they just did not think Taika Waititi should be reeled in and stop doing all these damn jokes. And that was kind of the problem in itself. There was no quality control when it came to Thor Love and Thunder. Y'all wasted Gore the God Butcher, who barely butchered any gods. Y'all did way too much with the silly drama and with the silliness and stuff. And it just ultimately did not work as a movie. And I've also told y'all that, like, one of the things that I've always suspected, especially with Marvel, is they work in silos. They work in silos to the point where matter of fact, I even said this for Wakanda Forever as well. It was literally one of the reasons why I wanted that whole recast the T'Challa petition and the movement to happen, because I was trying to pierce through that wall that people in Marvel make. Like, they will sit here, come up with ideas, and don't get me wrong, sometimes it's a good thing to be disconnected from like all the noise outside, but other times, if you lost in the sauce and that's all you know, that's all you see and hear, you're gonna do things like, I don't know, Ant-Man 3. You're gonna have problems like that because nobody is gonna sit here and tell you, hey, stop, that's whack, until it's too late, until it's way too late. So, I'm glad that Chris Hemsworth was finally able to see that, yes, this movie was too silly. Yes, this movie was dumb. Because the thing is, I understand that, like, Thor Ragnarok was praised for its humor. I totally get that. But, like, sometimes less is more. Just because we like the humor in Thor Ragnarok, nobody said that you had to do more of it. You could have just kept it the same, or you could have just given us something a little bit less. Like, the reason why we liked Thor Ragnarok was because it made sense, because it actually had stakes, because the character actually developed. That's why we liked it. Thor 4 was just a bunch of nonsense happening, and wasted potential. Y'all wasted Christian Bale. You wasted him, making him look like it from the Stephen King movies or whatever. So either way, I'm just glad that he finally got it. I'm glad that he realized this. And I hope that this is not only a good lesson for Marvel to realize, ooh, we got to get our heads out of our butts. We got to be able to, like, step back and take a look at these things and actually see that these things work or they don't work. But I'm glad that the actor also gets this, because now I guarantee you this is going to be in the back of his mind. This is going to be in the back of his mind, like, ooh, are we having too much fun? And if we're having this much fun, does it work well for the movie? So I'm glad that he got this. I'm glad some 8-year-olds and his kids or whatever were getting on him too. The VFX thing, I mean, again, this is all a byproduct of phase 4 anyway. So one thing that I like about Marvel is, unlike other studios, they learn from their mistakes and they actually are flexible in terms of, okay, this didn't work, so we're gonna try something else. So I am hopeful for Marvel. I'm glad that Chris Hemsworth came to this realization, and hopefully this will get better. But anyway, what do y'all think about Chris Hemsworth finally realizing that Thor 4 was goofy and silly and whack. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right, let's. Oh man, we got a bunch. Hold on, let's get these. My man, Mr. Bobby Wright. Congrats on the 100K. I said more, recovering from a trip. No worries, my man. I gave you a shout out last time. I'll give it to you again. Thank you, Mr. Bobby Wright. My man has been tracking my progress for years. Every other time, my man's like, all right, man, we had 50. All right, man, we had 75. All right, man, we had 99. All right, man, we still at 99. All right, man, we real close. We at 99. Well, we finally made it. We finally made it to 100K. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you so much. That is funny. Frigga, what you said, it wasn't my son's fault. He acted in it. I'm sorry. He acted in it. Where was you at, Frigga? Frigga, you were supposed to be there with the belt. You should have been, the second they took Thor's clothes off, you should have been like, oh, hell no. Nah. Waka! With that belt should have came for somebody. But thank you so much, Frigga. I appreciate you. Back at it. It's on their lack of use of Boss. They wasted her. Oh my God, they wasted her. So don't get me started. Like, don't get me started. But yes, you're right. That too. Non-Kino, what you got? Get to DC, bro. Well, I mean, hey, if Chris wants to go to DC, fine. I don't know who he'd play, but I'd be fine with it too. I'd like to see them make sure that they tell a good cohesive story though. But thank you so much for that. Bobby Wright, what you got? PS, thanks for staying humble and representing the people. I'll send a bigger donation soon. Going broke, gang. It's all good, brother. It's all good. Thank you so much, man. Trust me, I appreciate whatever. Just the fact that y'all are here, the fact that y'all commenting, y'all sharing, subscribing, that goes a long way in itself. So thank you so much for your contribution and support, man. I really appreciate you. Quiet one, what you got? E-Man, do you think every Marvel main character solo film needs to turn into trilogies? Your thoughts? Hell no. Hell no, everything don't need to. At the end of the day, that was cool back when Marvel was first starting, because Marvel didn't have a lot to work with. Keep in mind, in phase 1 and 2, Marvel didn't have all the characters at their disposal. Marvel, all they had was, Iron Man and Thor and Captain America, and like they had to milk those characters as best as they could. And let's be very honest, them characters will be characters in the comics. Captain America was not a high in demand character. He was well known, but he was not that popular. Wolverine was more popular. All the X-Men were more popular than Captain America and Iron Man and Thor. So, Spider-Man was way more popular than Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America as well. But Marvel didn't have access to them at that time. So yeah, they had to use that strategy and milk every character because they wanted to expand for as long as possible. But now, hell no. And I think Ant-Man 3 was a perfect example of why they did not need to do trilogies for every character. Because if you had just called Ant-Man 3 Quantumania, right, that probably would have made a little bit more sense. Now, the movie still would have been a little terrible, but it would have made more sense to just be like, yo, we're going to tell a quantum realm story. And, well, if it's quantum realm, it makes sense that Ant-Man shows up. That's it, right? Like, you don't have to go and force these things into trilogies or whatever, and I think it's kind of like what they're doing with the Marvels. Like, the Marvels, people would think it's Captain Marvel 2. Nah, it's like an ensemble. That's a step in the right direction of like, yo, just because we're continuing with these characters doesn't mean that the story has to revolve only around one character. It could just be a bigger story because Marvel's already telling a bigger cinematic story in itself. So because it's telling a bigger, grander story, it does not necessitate it does not need to have individual trilogies or sequels like that. Just tell the stories along the way. And I would just say this: if the story is important enough to revolve around a single character, that's when you absolutely need trilogies, sequels, and stuff like that. Like Spider-Man. Spider-Man stories are not about the whole world and universe, and they're always about Spider-Man, right? And that's because Spider-Man is popular enough. He has good enough stories that you could focus it on him. So yes, that's the way I approach it. Thank you so much, Quiet One. My man, he who runs phase, what's going on? And shout out to the missus as well. Congrats on 100K. Thank you so much. Joining for a bit, but me and Jack are addicted to Diablo 4, so we may head out soon. All good. I hope that y'all have fun with that game. I never got into the Diablo gangs. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I just never, something didn't sit right in my spirit, but congrats on playing and having a good time. And thank you both so much for supporting the channel for as long as y'all have. I really appreciate y'all. All right, let's move on. We got some do we want to do this now? Sure. Yeah, let's do this one first. Let's talk about family. Yeah, let's talk about family. Last week I talked about how Vin Diesel had reportedly, these are rumors, so take them as that, reportedly had some issues with co-star Jason Momoa, and part of the issues was that, or supposedly the issue was Vin was not he was jealous. Vin was jealous about Jason Momoa's performance and the fact that Jason was getting all this attention, and scene stealing the scenes in Fast X. Now, Vin, again, according to these rumors, Vin thought that the failure of Fast X, and believe me, it's failing. Okay, Fast X is failing. Matter of fact, hold on, because there's always gonna be somebody. Fast X made a lot of money though. What you talking about? Okay, we gonna hold on. Let's get this. Let's get this out the way real fast. Because again, some of y'all don't understand how the movie industry works. I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. Fast X is failing. It's failing. Okay. This movie is already on streaming, and it hasn't even been a month. Let me explain to y'all. The old release window for movies used to be about 90 days. So you'd have 3 months from going to the theater, going all the way to DVD or stream or whatever, right? During the pandemic, they cut that down to 45 days. Okay, 45 days. That's a month and a half. A month and a half. Okay, so that's like 5, maybe 6 weeks. If you're lucky, you will then go off to streaming or DVD, Blu-ray, whatever. Fast X was in theater for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And they was like, you know what? We going straight to streaming. They wanted to hurry up and be just like Black Adam and be #1 on iTunes. 3 weeks? Bro, that's not even 2 paychecks. You can't even get 2 paychecks to go watch Fast X in the theaters? 3 weeks? And you straight to streaming already? And y'all don't think that's a failure? Let me explain something. The movie theaters are the #1 place to make the most amount of exponential money. You don't know you know how much give or take you can make if you go on streaming. But when you on the global theaters, oh man, people can come see it multiple times. They're gonna pay top dollar. You can put it in an IMAX, blah, 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 all this stuff. The money could go through the roof. Last time I checked, I have not looked at the numbers. Matter of fact, let's look at the numbers. I don't care. We got time. Hold on. Let's see. Fast X, the numbers. Where we at with it right now? Fast X. Oh, I thought they hit 7. Oh, they didn't hit 7 yet. Oh, hold on. Fast X right now is at 652 million worldwide. Worldwide. The world, Craig, the world. Somebody who don't understand movies is about to come in and say, that's okay. That's a lot of money. No, it ain't. Not for this movie. No, it's not. This movie's budget reportedly, hold on. Let's get to the where the budget at. Hold on. Oh, that budget. Let's go down to the numbers because y'all know I gotta give y'all the receipts and the stuff. The budget reportedly is $340 million. $340 million. Let me tell you something. No, it ain't. That ain't the only budget. That's the budget to make the movie and to pay the stars. That's not including the marketing budget. The marketing budget could be anywhere from $1 to $200 million. That's to fly the cast everywhere for promotions. That's to pay for commercials, to pay for trailers and all this other stuff. So let's just round it off. Let's round it off to $500 million. Just round off, just for easy math. It costs $500 million to make and promote this movie. Let's go back here. Let me go back to how much this movie made. $500 million, right? And you made $652 million. When the movies go into theaters, they have to also share some of that revenue with the theaters themselves. Some of it. They barely made their money back. Okay? And then they still have to share some of that money that they made with the theaters. All I'm saying here, and again, I don't have hardcore numbers, but for this movie to really make the money that the studios would feel comfortable with, it would I mean, you still gonna lose sleep. If you an exec, you gonna lose sleep. But making $1 billion, you'd be like, and that's at $1 billion. For them to feel comfortable, for the studio execs to sit here and be like, all right, y'all, we did it. You're gonna need like 1.3, 1.5 billion. That's what they needed. They needed Avengers style money. That did happen. What they say? What was the total again? What are they at? Worldwide 600, 650. And you needed what? You needed at least 1.2, 1.3. Who getting paid? Imagine taking your life savings and investing your life savings into a project, and you work your butt off for 2 years. You're not making no money for 2 years, and you take all your life savings. You would hope that not only do you make double your money, but maybe 3 times your money, if not more than that. Imagine working for 2 years and you make your money back plus $100. You gonna be cool with that? You gonna be cool with that 5% return? That's not gonna add up. That's not gonna make up for the 2 years of all the time it took for you to make that money and to invest that money. You want your money to come back on top of that. So yes, unequivocally, Fast X is a failure. Now, let's get back to the actual story. So Vin, seeing that these numbers ain't numbering and the math ain't mathing, instead of looking at himself, because he was the executive producer here, right? I told y'all the buck stopped with him. He the main reason. Instead of dealing with that, Vin wanted to point the blame at Jason Momoa. Oh, I got some tea. Hold on. I got some. Wait 1 second. I want to share this because I was talking to some folks, and some folks shared some interesting news, some little tea with me, and I got to share with y'all now. I was told by some reliable folks who know other reliable folks that Vin Diesel absolutely is the problem. Vin Diesel was absolutely the reason why Justin Lin was like, I'm good. Y'all remember we talked about this, right? We talked about how Vin Diesel was holding people hostage. You know what I'm saying? In all them videos, had my man Justin Lin looking like he was crying for help. All he had to do was blink twice, you know. And then Justin Lin, right after that video, my man dropped out. My man dropped out immediately before production started. I was told that James Wan was approached. F. Gary Gray was approached. Ooh, who was the other one? I can't remember the other one. I'll try to remember if I can. But basically, they went back to other directors who did some of the other Fast X movies, Fast and Furious movies, and they was like, you couldn't pay me enough. Nah, I'm good. I'm not working with him no more. Nah. Now, this is allegedly, okay? This is just what I'm hearing through the grapevine. But a lot of directors was like, hell no. I'm not working with him no more. Hell no. Y'all gonna have to find somebody else. So that's why they went and found my man from Now You See Me. And then they was like, you gonna do Fast X and Fast 11 too, right? Gotcha. They had to go get somebody new. They wanted to go get somebody that already worked with them, and they was like, nah, I'm good. Nah, not with this. Now, here's the interesting part. I don't believe the next movie is going to be with The Rock. And I don't believe Vin Diesel is going to be in that. I do not be surprised if you see better or bigger directors saying like, yeah, I'll go work with The Rock. I'll go work on that movie, but I don't want to work on Fast 11. Well, Fast 11's already confirmed with Luis Fedier or whatever his name is. He's going to do it, but I'm just saying, you're not going to see that connection. Now, it is possible that obviously Vin Diesel is still like the producer and all that. I just don't think that you're going to see Vin and The Rock on set together like that. And I also wouldn't be surprised if Fast 11, if The Rock is in Fast 11, if he is, I would not be surprised if I think it was Fast 8, I want to say, where they shot a lot of their scenes, but like separately. Like The Rock would shoot his scenes, but they were just not always on set together like that. So anyway, it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. But hey, I told y'all this was all alleged. This is all reports. Take it with a grain of salt if you like. So you know, there was that whole thing about Vin being jealous of Jason Momoa and all that. However, not too long ago, Vin Diesel he tried to put a stop to it. He said, look, you know, he shared some kind words about Jason Momoa amid the feud rumors. So he went on his Instagram. Look at him posting a picture with Jason Momoa, right? And this is what he ended up saying. Sorry, it's a little small. I'll try and read it for you. He says, so Fast 11, he also announced, is coming out April 4th, 2025. Woof. Now, first of all, before we get into this, let me just say, Fast 11, 2025, April 4th. That's 22 months away. That's like 2 years. That's 2 years. The Rock has his movie that's supposed to come right in between those two. I'm assuming that movie's going to come out, let's say 2024 or something like that. I'm starting to kind of sort of get the feeling, and this is just the feeling, that Vin wants to kind of snub or rub out or maybe even overshadow whatever The Rock's movie will do, because you're not letting that movie breathe. I don't even think production has started yet on The Rock's movie. So that movie's going to have to hurry up and come out. Now, I'm assuming he was talking about Fast 11. Hopefully he was talking about the Rock's movie, but if he was talking about Fast 11 coming out in 2025, I feel like that's going to be a conflict. So I don't know. But let's see what he says. Let's see what he says. He says April 4th, 2025 is less than 22 months away. I love how expressive and collaborative all of the actors in this franchise, in our franchise, feel coming into the World Saga. Jason wanted to try something totally unique and special and ended up creating a scene-stealing character that the world won't forget. Thank you all for showing up like you always do. 7 billion means nothing if it doesn't represent the true feeling of family and loyalty. For those who didn't know, the Fast X was just part one. Know that part two is going to be an effort from our Fast family and studio like you have never seen. All love. Okay. So clearly, Vin has heard and seen the reports. Clearly. I like how he tried to throw that 7 billion in there as if like the individual movies did that. Like, first of all, you're talking about a collective over 20 something years. He ain't gonna talk about that 650 that the movie's currently making, though. He ain't gonna talk about that. He ain't gonna talk about the bad numbers from Fast 9. He ain't gonna talk about that. But clearly this man has heard the rumors to just so conveniently throw in there Jason Momoa's scene stealing, efforts, when the rumor itself also said that he was mad that Jason Momoa was stealing some of the scenes and some of the shine. So y'all let me know. Oh, wait. Hold on now. I almost missed this. Jason Momoa responded. Oh, snaps. Hold on. I forgot that's Pride and Gypsies. That is Jason Momoa. All aloha, love, best times, Mahola. I'm sorry if I say that wrong. For taking a chance with me, boss man. Okay, so it looks like they both have reconciled whatever, because the reports were saying that Jason Momoa was not feeling these reports about Vin hating on him, right? Do y'all believe it? Because I don't know. I don't know. Vin does things for attention. I'm just saying, like, you look at this man's Instagram and this stuff, he does things for attention. So do y'all believe this is genuine? Do y'all believe that him and Jason and Vin are actually cool and everything's fine? I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments, though. All right. Let's move on. Let's see. We got Deborah. Vin needs to set up a GoFundMe page for his movie. Ooh, hashtag save my movie. Ew. Listen. Shazam was in theaters longer than Fast X. Black Adam was in theaters longer than Fast X. I'll just leave that. Thank you so much. Quiet One. Never turn drag racers into superheroes. Gutter booty trash, boy. Only in the cartoon stuff like that would work. If that. These mofos turned into Power Rangers overnight. Like, it's the craziest thing. Quiet One. Thank you so much. Reagan, what you got? Did you see that new A24 Talk to Me trailer? It looks actually scary. Unlike some other horror movies these days, the concept is very creative. Thank you so much for that. I did actually see that trailer. It looks interesting. I forgot if I got a screener for that or not. It looked interesting, but like, I'm not like, I'll watch it because I watch all horror movies when I can anyway. But it definitely looked original, and A24 is not afraid to do different original content. So I will give them a shot for that. But thank you so much for reminding me about it. Nelson, what you got? Fast Saga at 7 billion, not gonna top MCU's 28 billion. They trying. And here's the thing, don't get me wrong, like, the Fast franchise has before Fast 9, it was doing great for, what is it, Universal Pictures or whatever. It was doing great and it was a moneymaker. However, like I said, when you have high budgets and you're not making big enough returns, it's not going to be worth it in the long run at that point. So making $652 million, that would be amazing if your budget was only 100 million. But Vin keeps on bringing in all these people. You brought in Brie Larson for what? She said 5 lines, did barely anything. And then, like, like you paid her how much? Tens of millions of dollars or whatever it was. Like, you brought in all these people that you get. Why are you paying Tyrese? Why does Tyrese keep coming back? I don't understand. I don't know what he does. Like, they're gonna have to cycle some of their characters and reduce the budget or something, because you talking about family. That family is breaking y'all financial backs. It is not worth it. And clearly it's not paying off. Like, people are not going, people are not caring. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. Foe, what's going on? Vin Diesel, the Red Ranger. Yeah, he's where he is. Look, Vin Diesel feel like he the Red Ranger with the Green Ranger shield on or something. Like, that's pretty much the way Vin Diesel be acting nowadays. Like, yo, I got all the Zords. Like, all the Zords are family. So, Vin Diesel's like, I don't need that. I'm gonna just drive them all of them at once. Right. Let's see. Let's see. Family. Hold on. What? Hold on. Jason, he got 15 million for them 15 minutes. Didn't even have 15 minutes. This is what I'm talking about, man. Like, this is why y'all movies don't be doing well. Like, the movies would do well if they weren't so chock full of people eating up at the budget. It's too much. It's too much. Well, hopefully they learn the hard way, I guess. All right, we got some Spider-Verse updates. Just a bunch of different things going on with the Spider-Verse. So firstly, I've told y'all that the next Spider-Verse movie is coming in 2024. It's not going to be that far along. It's not going to be that long of a wait, so that's definitely good news. But we do have some news from the producers, Lord and Miller. They were talking about, like, what's going on with this trilogy. Is there anything after this trilogy? So we do actually have some answers. And in case you still have not seen Across the Spider-Verse, you can go to my channel. I do have a spoiler-free review for you to go check out. Make sure you don't miss that in case you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, we do have some Spider-Verse stuff here where they talk about the trilogy, and they said here in an interview, it is the end of Miles Morales' trilogy. So this whole thing is like working towards that. But this obviously has its own complete film with a beginning, middle, and end. And Miles starts in one place and ends in another. And all the characters have their arc in this film. But that's it for us. We're so tired. They go on to say animated Spider-Verse spinoffs are planned, of course, including one revolving around Spider-Gwen and other female spider heroes. And like I said, they are going to do the next Beyond the Spider-Verse March 29th in 2024. So that is pretty good news to hear, that obviously that they're going to have more spinoffs. I'm not going to say I'm mad that they're going to bring Miles' story to an end. I think they would be absolutely stupid to never do anything else with Miles Morales. Now, I do have some concerns. One thing that I like is that they know that this third Beyond the Spider-Verse movie is going to be the final one, right? And that's only for this arc, at least for now. I like that mainly because that lets me know that y'all not here to try and milk the character. Y'all not here to try and stretch this out just for the sake of dollars and cents. Because right now, I've told y'all, the best thing that y'all can do with any movie, any property, any TV show is focus on story and the characters. So if you can give me a good story and character with this trilogy, I'm fine with it. And I've also told y'all that if Beyond the Spider-Verse, if it's as good as the first Into the Spider-Verse or the second Across the Spider-Verse, if it just maintains, I'm not saying it's got to be greater. I'm saying if it just maintains, this could be the greatest trilogy we've ever seen. I ain't talking about animated. I ain't talking about superhero. I ain't talking about comic book. I'm saying this could be one of the greatest trilogies we've ever seen if they can keep that bar where they've set it so far. And if they set it even higher, of course, that's automatic right there. So, I am happy that they know where they're going with this story and that they don't plan on milking it. Um, my concern My concern here is that, Amy Pascal has already said that we are going to be getting a live action Miles Morales. My question, though, is who's going to be in charge? Because what I liked, and I think what worked for Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse was Lord and Miller. Lord and Miller wrote it and they produced it and all that stuff. And they were the secret sauce. They were the ones that made the comedy work. They were the ones that made the drama work. They made everything about this work. And you take them out the equation. And by the way, shout out to all the animators, shout out to the directors, Kent Powers, all of them. Shout out to all of them too. But I'm just saying, Lord and Miller, they get Spider-Man. They get Miles Morales. They understood far more what makes Spider-Man work than I've seen anything done by Sony alone. Now, I'm not counting Sony and Marvel, even though I do believe the Spider-Verse stuff have done better with Spider-Man than they have with Tom Holland Spider-Man. I do believe that. And I'm splitting hairs because I do think that the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies are still good. I just think that Spider-Verse was a little bit better. So I'm worried about Miles being under the direction or the production of Sony, because if Marvel's not stepping in, if Lord and Miller are not there, I don't know, if y'all not getting the Russo brothers or something like that, I'm worried. I seen Morbius. I seen Venom 1 and 2. I don't trust y'all. I'm sorry, but I don't. I don't know if y'all have what it takes. If I see what it's like the thought processes that go into how you go about making movies troubles me. The fact that, let's say, for example, you guys take movies around the villains of Spider-Man, and one, you don't even include Spider-Man in it. That's the first misstep right there, because y'all have a whole multiverse going on. Y'all literally own the rights to all Spider-Man, which means you can take any Spider-Man you want and just put them in those movies. You could take Ben Reilly, you could take a clone of Peter Parker, you could do whatever you want. You could just say, here goes Spider-Man 41212, and just put them in those universes and make them work. But y'all chose not to do that. That makes me question your decision-making abilities. Then on top of that, for whatever reason, and we got a Craven movie coming up, we got a Madam Web movie coming up. Why? Madam Web? And then El Muerto? And then Disco Inferno, Disco Fever, whatever his name is. Like, I question y'all thought ability in handling franchises. I really do. So not only do y'all make questionable decisions, but like you also take these villains and you try to make them like anti-heroes. For what? Why? That's premature. Okay. Even for the comics, we don't get introduced to like anti-heroes and then they fight against our heroes and then we still like the anti-hero. Like, that's not how it works. Like, it's different if you just let that villain cook. Joker didn't come in here being an anti-villain. When Joker had his solo movie, my man was like, yo, it's all about this chaos and laughs. And that was it. And it worked. It worked. That's what got him $1 billion and the best Oscar award-winning, award for the actor, because you're not compromising the villains. You over here trying to make the villain an anti-hero, Morbius an anti-hero. Like, we haven't even seen them go against actual Spider-Man, because right now my excitement in seeing these characters go against Spider-Man has dwindled. I do not care. I don't want to see Venom going against Spider-Man now, because I already know, because you made us believe that they're just anti-heroes, I believe that they're going to be friends at the end of the day. Y'all giving us real Fast X vibes right now. Because you making them all seem like anti-heroes, after they fight Spider-Man, they're going to have some upside down web slinging hamburgers at a cookout or something. I don't want to see that. I want Venom to strike fear in Spider-Man's heart and mind. I need Morbius to be a real problem for Spider-Man. Now, later, they can become anti-heroes and stuff like that. But the fact that y'all start right now, I'm worried about what y'all gonna do with my man Miles. I don't trust y'all. I'm sorry. Even if Marvel step in and help, I don't know. I don't know. So y'all let me know, how do you feel about the fact that we're only getting that trilogy? That's where it's stopping. And there are going to be some spinoffs. I'm a little interested in the spinoffs. I'll see where they go. They are doing a Silk TV series on Amazon, and they are doing the Spider-Man, the Gwen Stacy version, Spider-Woman. So they're doing that as well. But y'all let me know how you feel about that in the comments down below. Let's see. We still got some more Spider-Verse stuff here, because the Lord and Miller, they did go on, and I like these guys. I like where their heads are at. I like how they think about things. And they had something that listen, I've been telling y'all for the longest that superhero and movie fatigue or super and comic book movie fatigue. I've told y'all this does not exist. Stop letting these movie articles and these videos on YouTube, stop letting them fool you. It's not real. Across the Spider-Verse just came out for the past 2-3 weeks. How many articles and videos have y'all seen about superhero movie fatigue? Y'all seen any? I haven't. I haven't seen not one thing. You know, when I saw them, when Ant-Man 3 came out, when Shazam 2 came out, when Black Adam came out, that was the only time I seen these things. All of a sudden, everybody's so tired of superhero movie. That's the only time. And I told y'all finna be quiet like church mice when Across the Spider-Verse come out, because you're not tired of Spider-Man movies. You're not tired of superhero movies. You're tired of mediocre films. I've told y'all that multiple times. And Lord and Miller also happened to go ahead and comment on this as well. It says here in the article, what superhero movie fatigue? Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse blasted past projections and opened to a huge $120 million. Phil Lord and Chris Miller said superhero fatigue is not to blame for certain comic book movies falling below expectations. They say here, I don't believe it's I don't believe it's superhero fatigue. I believe it's a movie that feels like a movie I've seen a dozen times before fatigue. If you're using the same story structure and the same style and the same tone and the same vibe as movies and shows that have come before, it doesn't matter what genre it is. It's going to be boring to people. And the audience in the theater cannot be sustained on Easter eggs and reveals, or even these big, crazy multiverse stakes. They only care about like the relationship between Rocket Raccoon and Groot. Why? Because characters and story matter. And they're 100% correct. Nobody cares about these things as long as they're good. Just make them good. Just make the stories work. Make the characters work. If you keep giving us here comes another hero, here comes a training montage, here comes the villain, here comes a mirror villain at that. Okay, the hero gets their butt kicked, then they get back up, and then they go and win. Everyone's happy. Like, yo, First of all, I feel like I just described Blue Beetle. I hope that's not the way it goes. But you got to give us something fresh and new and different. The comics literally do this on a monthly basis. The comics are constantly giving you different ways to make these stories, fresh and different. But if the movies keep feeling like the same cookie cutter thing, that's going to be the problem. And it's not a problem with the superhero genre, it's a problem with the approach. It's a problem with the story and the writing and the directing that is going to be an issue. So 110% agree with all of that. I am so glad that they are speaking out on this because, like I tell y'all, I get so annoyed with people talking about this, but yet all of a sudden we don't ever have comedy fatigue, drama fatigue, musical fatigue. But of course, now all of a sudden superhero fatigue is a thing. Whatever. Anyway, let's see. We got one more thing here with the Spider-Verse, and that is with the voice actor Shamik Moore. Shamik Moore has basically voiced the character for a long time, and he's also expressed a lot of interest in playing the character too. He has said here that it's time to lose some weight so that y'all can see Miles more clearly. And he also goes on to say, there's so much I want to do, man, specifically in the film space. I would love to play live action Miles Morales. I would love to create some original projects and get my production company off the ground. I just want to be creative and funky with it. By the time I'm 35, I'll be in a directing space for big projects. Now, at the present, Shamik Moore is 28 years old, which might be a little older than what Marvel and Sony would be looking for in a live action take on the hero. A little, bro. You 28. You literally almost double the age of Miles Morales. Miles started at 14 in Into the Spider-Verse, and he's 15 in Across the Spider-Verse. You 28. First of all, I'm not even going to talk about how you 28 years old and you still sound like a 15-year-old. I'm not going to talk about that. However, this role ain't for you, bro. It's not for you. Okay. And it's no shade or nothing like that. Just saying, you're older now. It's not a weight issue. You're just older. That ship has sailed. Keep cashing them checks because you're doing a great job on the voice acting. But bruh, that ship is passed. It's gone. It's over with. Okay, let it go. Now, here's the thing. Now, this is how I'm gonna give him some help here. You can make it work if, let's say, they do a multiverse story and Miles gets to see himself in the future, or maybe a multiverse version of himself in the future, and Shamik Moore shows up. Okay. I'm not mad at that. That'll be fine. But bro, we need a teenager. We need a kid. We need a kid that can grow into the role and all of that. This ain't for you, bro. It ain't for you. Like, I wish you the best. Shout out to all the work that you've been doing. You know what I'm saying? But like, this ain't it. This ain't the dream is over. Okay, give it up. It's never gonna happen. Okay, like it's just not. And let's also be real about this. I don't really think he's a good fit because I think this is a great opportunity for like an Afro Latino actor to take this role. Okay, let's be 100 about it. If I'm not mistaken, I did a little research. Shamik Moore's parents are from Jamaica, so I'm just like, look, we don't have no Puerto Rican, American, some Spanish speaking, dark skinned actors that can do this. I think we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that needs to bring Miles Morales was literally created to put representation on the forefront. That was the whole point. So for me, I'm just like, look, let's get some actors that can really eat in this role and that can really bring that representation to the forefront, because that's what these other shows, other movies have been doing very well, very successfully at that. So I like it. I'm happy about it. That he has this kind of energy. But I don't think that it is the right role for him. But anyway, y'all let me know, how do you feel about all these Spider-Verse updates? What do you think about the characters? About the movies not going past the trilogy or whatnot? Do y'all think Shamik Moore should play a live action version? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right. Let's go and keep going. All right. What else do we have next up here? Yeah, we can go to this. All right, let me pop these up. Give me 1 second. I forgot to pull these up for you guys so we can have something to look at while we here. Yeah. And that. And okay. One sec. Bam. All right. We back in business. Okay. So, we've talked about this before, but we've gotten to the point where there's more speculation about who's going to be Superman, and Superman Legacy is going to be written and directed by James Gunn, and it is going to be the official jump off point, the official kickoff for Gods and Monsters. That's like the first chapter of the DCU. And the thing is, this is going to be, I think, the tone setter for the rest of the entire DCU, right? Like, a lot of people are still out there, fire James Gunn. Not as many people as I think it really as they think they are, but there are a lot of people that are still upset that Henry Cavill wasn't recast and all that stuff. Either way, I'm very indifferent to it. To me, I'm just like, look, at this point, go ahead and just show us something different, because honestly, trying to piecemeal and take things from the past and try and carry it over has not been very effective when it comes to DC. We've been trying this for over a year. A decade. It's been over 10 years where they try to take Snyderverse stuff. They've tried to do this and they try to keep things, and it has not been working. A full, complete reset and restart has absolutely been needed. And that's why James Gunn and Peter Safran have been brought in to do this. Now, I don't know if it's going to be successful or not, but I'm like, look, I'd rather y'all do something fresh, different, and new rather than trying to do the same thing that all the previous executives and bosses and different people in WB have been trying. So now they have a separate studio, they have their own division. They are able to, the only people they report to now is Zaslav. That's it. They're not like a little sub office in the corner somewhere. They're basically taking a page off of Marvel Studios, off their book, and they're like, look, we got our own division, we making our own stuff. Everything's going to be continuous and connected. The movies, TV, animation, all of that's going to be one band, one sound, right? That's the whole point. So with that said, like I said, Superman Legacy is definitely going to kick things off in terms of the direction that they go. But of course, the biggest question is, who's going to be Superman, right? Like, that is literally the number one thing that a lot of people are talking about. We went through a list a little bit earlier about who the potential people were, who some of the front runners were. But now it seems as though that list is, I wouldn't say getting shorter, but at least supposedly they're going to be doing some in-person auditions or whatnot. So here are a couple people that are on that list. But let's get to, there it is here. So there, we're going to get some in-person screen tests. And that's coming up very, very soon. It says here, insiders close to the process say the first in-person test with DC co-heads Peter Safran and James Gunn will take place around Father's Day weekend or the Monday or Tuesday after, Nicholas Hoult, David Corenswet, and Tom Brittany. let's see, expected to test for Clark Kent, aka Superman, and Emma McKay, Rachel Brosnahan, and Phoebe Dynevor. I don't know her name, sorry. Testing for Lois Lane. Okay, so it also says here sources added that some of the test deals are still being negotiated and haven't all been closed. But that as of now, these are the names expected to participate in the audition. So just like we did last time, I think that we should go ahead and take a look at some of these folks. So this is Tom Brittany. Do y'all see him as Superman? Like, some people are kind of thinking about him. I guess he has some farm boy look or whatnot. Now I'm just going to assume. I'm going to assume that these all these actors can act. I'm assuming that they have talent. I have not seen all of them work. I have not seen all of them to the point where I could speak on their acting ability. I have told y'all many times, that at the end of the day, the first thing you look at, if you're a fan and you're like, "Ooh, I want this person, I want that person," the first thing you have to look at is, can that person act? You have to look at that first, because it doesn't matter if they look 115% like the role. If they cannot act, they should not be in the movie, because bad acting will kill a movie immediately, right? So they have to be able to act. So again, I'm going to assume that all these actors are really good actors. I'm assuming that. I don't know that for a fact. But if we have that first bar of acting ability taken care of, now we can start going into other superfluous, superficial things like looks. So let's look at this guy, let's look at him now. I mean, he got the square jaw. I told y'all, Superman got to have that square jaw. No square jaw, and it ain't going to work. But my man don't look like a Superman to me. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. He looked like a Backstreet Boy or something like that. If he was in a boy band, I can see that. I don't see Superman here. I don't even see Clark Kent. Look at him working on the farm, dirty. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Do y'all like him? Somebody said Cyclops. Sure. Cyclops, he could work. Yeah, that's fine. Who was the other person? Nicholas Holt. Woo! Beast, aka Beast. Hold on. All right, I'm sorry. I'm not being a chinist. But my man ain't got the chin for me. He ain't got the chin for me. I don't see him as Superman. I don't. Now, there were rumors, there was talk that he could potentially be in the line for Lex Luthor, right? I'm not mad at that. I can see Nicholas Holt as Lex Luthor. I can see that, because I've seen him do some good quality work, and I would like to see him stretch as an actor and do something villainous. And I think he has the potential to do that. But Superman, bruh, stop it. Listen. Again, this is not shade, but I don't want no actor playing a superhero that looks like someone I could push. And Nicholas Holt looks like someone that little old me, 6'2", 250s, plus. Like, bro, get out my face. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Okay. He does not give me super vibes. Okay. And again, I'm not gonna say never. I'm not gonna say anything's impossible. For all I know, my man could get jacked. My man could look great in a suit. And he could, if he is the next one, sure, maybe he could blow us away. I don't know. I'm just saying, for right now, bro, I'm pushing you out my face with ease at that. I don't see it. So I can't really see my man Nicholas Holt here. A great actor, but I can't see it. I will say The next one is David Cornsweet. I've heard he's done some really good work. He's looking like Superman to me. Right here, my man looked like every Superman character just combined. He's just looking. Look, my man got the jaw. Look at that jaw. Even got the pre-curl set up. Already got that set up. You know what? I can see this. I can see this. Okay. Look at this. Clark Kent don't went out and serve someone. Look at that. Look at that. I can see this. Okay, I guess I guess he got some muscles or something. I don't know, whatever. I can see that. He looks and some people say he looks just like, Henry Cavill. Now, I don't think he got Henry Cavill muscles, but he looks similar. Hey, whatever. And I hear he does great work. What is he on? Euphoria or something like that? I heard he be getting on y'all nerves or something. He a bad guy somewhere. But that looked like a young Clark Kent to me. I'm cool with this. This could work. Square jaw. Got the look. Got the hair. Hold on. Get the pre-curl in there. I don't know what the problem is. I think we set. Now look. My concern here is that Superman is a very recognizable fictional character. Superman is like the face. If somebody says, insert superhero now, Superman will probably come up 9 times out of 10 in everyone's imagination. He is the pinnacle of superheroes. My concern here is James Gunn probably seeing everyone say, yeah, David's great. David is. Yeah, David. And he'd be like, oh, yeah, well, I'm going to go get Nicholas Hoult. Like, look, man, this ain't the time to be risky. You over here already on shaky ground. You got hashtag Fire James Gunn trending almost every other week. Every time you say something, you on shaky ground. You're trying to build up a studio with a fresh, stable foundation. This ain't where you got to take risks. This is not the time. It's okay to play it safe. It is very okay. You can play it. You can get wild with it later. Okay, go on and get wild. When you want to cast your Hal Jordan or your Green Lanterns or whatever, get wild with that. Don't take no risk with Superman, because if your Superman is whack, the rest of your whole universe could be whack too. So I'm just saying this off right now. David would get my vote as the Superman if this is all we have. Now, I already told y'all that other dude, Felipe, I don't know, whatever, the soap opera guy, he looked like a good Superman too, I guess, but I wouldn't go with that other dude. Who was this again? Tom Brittany? Like, bro looked like a swole Jimmy Olsen. Like, I can't, no, man, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. He got the chin. He passed the chin test. But I can't. I don't know. He don't give me that farm boy look. I don't know. But let's see. And then we got the Lois Lanes as well. Who do we have for Lois Lane? We got Phoebe. I don't know. Phoebe look a little young in the face. Like, she give me Disney Channel vibes. Like she gonna be in Mean Girls Part 2 or something, 3. I don't know. I'm not getting Lois Lane vibes from her. I'm not getting that from her. Who else do we have? Rachel. What is it? Brosnahan? Sorry if I messed that up. Let's see. I guess I could see it. But again, this depends on who you want to match up, right? Because whoever Lois Lane is, they have to look good and pair up with the other character, whoever plays Clark. So my question is, could you see? Damn, he looked like Superman. I'm sorry, my man looks like Superman right here. He looks like a good cut and paste Superman right there. So let's just go with him. He won. I don't care. He won. Let's say David. Could y'all see David and her together? Lois Lane? I don't know. I don't know. I can see him. I can see him with her, with Rachel. You know, she looked like a good, wholesome looking girl. You know, look at that. She looked like she could report some news. Okay. Who else we got? Emma. Ooh, Emma looked mean. I don't know. I don't know. This the Margot Robbie lookalike. Yeah, she got Margot. Look at that. She got Margot jaw right there. Little nose. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, when you make her blonde, she definitely looked like Margot Robbie right there. Dang, they got her straight. Oh God. God, she looked like Margot Robbie. Yeah. That's her cousin right there. Ooh, I don't know about that one. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all see her? Y'all see Emma with him? Like you see Clark being all goo goo gaga over her? Like, I don't know. I'm gonna go with David and Rachel. I think Rachel, you know, could do it. I'm gonna go with Rachel. I'm gonna go with Rachel and David. I'm not gonna say nothing else because I don't want to get in no trouble, you know, but yeah, I'm gonna go with David and Rachel. But anyway, y'all let me know, who do y'all like? Who do y'all want to play Superman, aka Clark Kent as well, or who do you want as Lois Lane out of this list? Now, it might not be nobody. All of these could be bogus for all we know. So it's all up in the air, but y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right, what else do we have here? 60 plus, what you got? What about Miles Brown from Blackish? Hold on, you got a back-to-back. I forgot to put for Miles Brown for Miles Morales. Yeah, no. Yes, I'm down with that. Thank you, by the way, for that. I'm totally down for that. Miles Brown, you know, if I'm not mistaken, he is Afro-Latino as well. I don't know if he speaks Spanish or not, but I mean, you can always learn Spanish too. But I'm cool with it, but they better hurry up. I mean, my man is, you know, he's growing up very fast. You know, he would have been great if they got him 4 or 5 years ago when he was a lot shorter, smaller, and all that. But you know, I'm fine with it. You know, if he gets the role, I think he'd be great at it. You know, good, decent actor. So yeah, I'm down with that. Trey, what you got? Tom Brittany is classic Aquaman. You know, I could see him as Aquaman. That's better. Don't see him as Superman. Nicholas Holt for Lex. Rachel, Marvelous Ms. Maisel, or Mrs. Maisel is perfect for Lois. Yeah, I agree with all of that. You know, if they want to bring Tom in as the new Aquaman, I've said this too. Jason Momoa does not need to be Aquaman. He does not need to be Aquaman anymore. Jason Momoa was created on God's green earth to play Lobo. He needs to be Lobo. Nobody else can be Lobo. You have Ryan Reynolds that can play Deadpool. You have you know, Robert Downey Jr. to play Iron Man. Jason Momoa is going to kill it as Lobo because that literally is that guy's character. So he don't need to be Aquaman. Y'all can reset it. Make Brittany look like a good Aquaman. He look like a perfect Aquaman. Classic Aquaman at that. Go, you know, put the blonde hair back on with the orange suit and all that. Let him flip flop with some dolphins and all that. Cool. Thank you so much, Trey. I appreciate that support as well. All right. Man, I did not think we was gonna take this long, but we here now anyway. All right. We're gonna keep it with DC here. We have Brave and the Bold, Batman. So I told y'all now, just as important as it has been for DC to get Superman right, okay, you also got to get Batman right. Not only just the character and all that, and we don't know who's gonna be cast as the next Batman. We don't know who that is or nothing. But this was announced that it was gonna happen, and Brave and the Bold is gonna be a story about Batman and his new son, Damian, who was raised by assassins, but now he's got to be, you know, raised by his dad, Batman, and all that. And he becomes the new Robin. He's like the 5th Robin at this point. And that's cool, right? But the question is like, well, who's going to be Batman? Well, clearly it's not going to be Ben Affleck. It's not going to be Michael Keaton, apparently. So more than likely, it's going to have to be some other new actor, and we'll get to whoever the actor is. But supposedly, according to rumors right now, it seems as though we now have a front runner, or maybe even locked in. I don't know where they're at right now, but it looks like they have found the potential director to do Brave and the Bold, and that will be none other than Andy Muschietti. It says here that the Flash director is reportedly the top choice to helm the upcoming Batman and Robin feature, The Brave and the Bold. Warner Brothers sees him as a valuable asset based on his previous success with the studio. That's great. I don't, because I saw The Flash, and based off of what I saw in The Flash, I wouldn't want Andy doing this movie. Now, again, I'm not going to say that it's impossible for Andy to step in, do Batman Brave and the Bold, and make it great. That's possible. Anything happen. But based off of what I've seen from The Flash, based off of what I've seen him do in Mama, and I like Mama too. I like Mama, but I had issues with the third act. If he does what he did in The Flash and bring some of that nonsense to Batman Brave and the Bold, hell no. Hell no. I don't want him around the movie, because, and I haven't dropped my review yet, so y'all wouldn't know this, but one of the issues that I have with the Flash movie is that I wasn't a big fan of how they treated some characters. And how can I say this? I don't like how he went about the tone as much. And I had other issues with some of the fan service that was put into the movie. I thought a lot of it was bloated and overstuffed. Um, and Yeah, like I wasn't, now I'm not saying the Flash was trash or nothing. I'm just saying those were some of the things that I had issues with. There were some things in the Flash that I thought Andy did a very good job with. But there were other things that I was like, yeah, if you don't learn your lesson though from what happened in the Flash, and I don't think he will learn his lesson from that, mainly because a lot of people enjoy the, I'm gonna call it empty fan service, because it's one of those things where like he'll give you something shiny, but it's worthless. You know what I'm saying? It's like if somebody gave you a shiny coin and was like, "Ooh, here you go," but it's not worth the 25 cents you thought it was. It's not worth anything at all. So like you might be happy that you got something shiny, but it doesn't mean that it's valuable. So that's kind of the that's kind of the um concern I have in making Andy the top choice to take this on, because again, the same way Superman is the face of DC and superheroes in general, Batman is the heart and soul. Okay, because at the end of the day, Batman is always going to be more popular than Superman in terms of movies. People will show up for a Superman movie, but they're not going to care about it as much as a Batman movie. Y'all think it's a coincidence that they threw Batman into the Flash movie? You think that was a coincidence? Not at all. Not at all. That was all intentional. So I'm not the biggest fan of him being in this. I really have to sit down and think about who would be a good candidate for it. I think part of it has to do with what's the tone that you're trying to set also. I am I hope that they don't go with the more comedic route. I hope they don't give Batman Brave and the Bold the same tone that the Flash had, because I think the tone for the Flash worked for the Flash, but it's not going to work for a Batman movie. So because I would say this, if you try to match the tone from the Flash with a Batman movie, you're going to end up with Batman and Robin. you're gonna end up with or whatever, Batman Forever, whichever one George Clooney was in. That's the kind of Batman movie you would end up with if you match the tone of the Flash with, Brave and the Bold. I don't want that. I don't want that. Somebody said Antoine Fuqua. I'd give that to him. I for sure. Yeah, that'd be a good bet right there. At the end of the day, you want somebody who can capture Batman not only for the darkness and the trouble inside of him, but that can also handle action too. Like, because Batman is a complicated character. Batman is nuts. Batman is psychotic. Okay. So not only do you need to capture that, but because you're bringing in his son Damian is not a silly character, but the situations Damian is in and the situations Damian causes are funny, right? Like Damian will literally be like, yo, somebody robbing a bank. I'm finna go kill him. Like Damian is cold-blooded like that, right? So you want somebody to make sure that they don't treat the characters as a goofball, or whatever, and balance that sense of darkness with smart, subtle humor. And at the same time, while Batman is nuts, you also want to make sure that you capture the dynamic in terms of Batman and his relationship with his son, because Batman has to kind of check himself now that he's dealing with his son, because now he can't treat this Robin the way he's treated the other Robins. This is now his blood relation. And his relationship with Damian has got to be inexplicably tied to his own trauma of being a child that lost their parents. So there's a lot of psychological things and themes that go on, and you don't want that replaced with superficial fan service. You don't want that to happen. So I need somebody who can really understand the psychology of Batman and the dynamics between the father-son stuff and the individual character issues with Damian and his, the rest of the Bat family. All of that stuff has to be understood. And right now, I don't know if Andy can really do that. So anyway, that's my thoughts on Batman Brave and the Bold and the potential of Andy Muschietti taking that role over as the top director. But anyway, y'all let me know, what do you think about that? Do you think maybe y'all think he's a great director? Maybe y'all think he should take it over. Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right. Lady, what you got? Hey, E-Fam, where's Gotham's Child Protective Services at? Bruce is steady messing these kids up. Listen, Bruce be getting them at the right time, though. Like, he get them when they young, and by the time they 18, they already in uniform doing their thing. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. So I'll leave it at that. But thank you so much, Lady M. I appreciate the support in the comment. Let's see. Second to last, we got two more topics left. Let's just go into this one real quick. We're gonna keep it on DC one more time. Y'all, they quiet. They mighty quiet. I am not going to go through the whole list, but I have told y'all before, Ezra Miller is a problem. Ezra Miller has been a problem for the Flash and for the studio. They don't want to admit it. They don't want to acknowledge it. Matter of fact, while Ezra Miller was terrorizing the island of Hawaii and terrorizing Iceland and going through, breaking crimes, trespassing, stealing, assaulting women, and doing all these crimes that, by the way, are legitimate crimes. We're not talking about allegations yet, but like the things Ezra Miller has been arrested for and the things that Ezra Miller has pled guilty to, that's been a problem. And it was funny because somebody was like, they were just minor offenses. Like, you want somebody to trespass in your house and steal your stuff? Are you just going to be like, it's okay. Go ahead and steal my wallet and my passport. That's minor. It's all fine. I wouldn't. Okay, because right now I'm getting Lucille and I'm like, yo, let's talk. You know what I'm saying? So no, those minor or not, Ezra has broken the law multiple times, and um, yeah, that's not okay. It's not okay for your superhero to be acting like a real supervillain. And then you got the litany of other accusations and accusations from parents talking about grooming minors, talking about child endangerment. I think there was some kidnapping stuff, trying to run a cult, all these other things. So those are just the soft crimes because they haven't really been proven yet. But the hard crimes that have been proven and pled guilty to, all of these things have piled up, and WB has been quiet about it. But for whatever reason, out of nowhere, the director will come out and be like, no, I love Ezra. I'll never recast Ezra. I love him. Other actors like Michael Shannon talking about like, oh, I feel bad for him because, everybody's piling on. What? The other producers talking about the Flash movie was never in danger of being shelved because, money or something. I'm like, what? All them crimes, all them accusations, and y'all never thought about putting this on the shelf? Never? So the problem has always been like, yo, first of all, where y'all drawing the line at? Like, what does Ezra Miller have to do to really make y'all stop caping for him and then stop this movie in general? But whatever. Movie was already done, shot. Okay. But the question was this. Movie's about to come out next week. The premiere is coming on Monday, I believe. It's on tomorrow. What do you do with Ezra? Like, because Ezra clearly ain't gonna do no press. They're not gonna let Ezra go talk, because if you're a good reporter, if you're a good journalist, a good film critic, whatever, you're not gonna let Ezra just get away and just like not talk about all the crimes. You're not gonna be like, yo, about them allegations though. Like, you're going to press Ezra for a lot of the stuff that has been plaguing this whole film, all this time. So WB has always had a decision to make on like, what do you do with the marketing? Because at the same time, you don't want to sit here and be like, Ezra is not here, because now that becomes the news. If Ezra don't show up to the movie that Ezra is the lead in, people are going to be like, where's Ezra? What's going on? How's this? That's going to be a problem. So it looks like WB found some sort of common ground here. And in this article, it talks about what they're going to do with Ezra Miller during the world premiere. It says with just 13 days to go, well, a little bit later than that, but with just a couple days to go before the film's June 16th release, titular star Ezra Miller has done no press and will make a low-profile appearance at the Los Angeles premiere on June 12th, only posing for photos rather than doing interviews. All right. I mean, that's not, I guess that's some sort of middle ground, have Ezra show up, take some pictures, get out of there, go home, or go back to rehab, whichever. I guess that's a way to go about it. They do go on to say here, Ezra wants the movie to open and the conversation to be about the movie and not about Ezra. They are focused on their mental health and don't want it to be transactional. See, here's the problem with that. This whole article is about Ezra. It's already a news topic. And you know why? Because y'all handled this situation terribly. WBD handled this situation so poorly. When Ezra was terrorizing folks, y'all said nothing. Y'all were quiet. Y'all didn't say nothing. And I'm not talking about allegations. There's a difference in being quiet when there are unproven allegations, because you don't want to jump to conclusions. You don't want to sit here and be like, oh, okay, well, we got to fire you or we got to throw you under the bus because somebody accused you of something, but we don't know if it's true or not. That's not good business, right? But Ezra has done, as I mentioned, plenty of things that they got arrested for and that they pled guilty to. Those were the hardcore things Ezra has done, and that's separate from the allegations. That's why I made the big difference there. And y'all said nothing. Had y'all said something at that time, we don't condone the actions of Ezra Miller. We've been in contact with Ezra. Ezra is getting help. We are still shooting this movie. And then we'll revisit Ezra's future after the movie comes out. Blah, 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 blah. Had y'all said this, because keep in mind, Ezra been terrorizing the world since last year. Had y'all said all that last year, it would not be news right now. Ezra showing up and taking pictures, nobody would care, because you already would have told us, look, Ezra's in rehab. Ezra's going to do limited press. Y'all should have got ahead of this story a long time ago. But because y'all decided to be quiet, because y'all kept coming out and letting people comment on behalf of the movie and on behalf of Ezra, that's been a problem. What was it? The VFX person sitting here talking about people going to forget. No, what was it? Production designer or whatever. Talking about we was all going to forget Ezra's crimes and stuff just because the movie's so good. No, we didn't. And no, we not. That definitely was not going to happen. Okay. So, the reason why you in this weird position is because y'all didn't handle this from the jump. Now, they do go on in this article to say some more. It says Warner's decision to throw one premiere only just 4 days ahead of the film release has raised eyebrows around town. But a knowledgeable source explains that the movie had little to do with Miller and was made to keep. I'm sorry, the move had little to do with Miller and was made to keep the secret ending under wraps. In fact, the final scene was changed multiple times before CinemaCon, the sword adds. And the height of Miller's PR problems, Warner was looking to keep its options open with regards to the future trajectory of the Speedster. Now, I will say this, and I'm not going to spoil it. And if anyone has seen it, please don't spoil it in the comments either. Y'all know I don't get down with spoilers here. But the secret ending that they're talking about and that they're referencing, it's okay. It's okay. I'll say that I like the secret ending only because it makes me feel like this was a good compromise for fans and for the studio. I'll leave it there. Obviously, when the movie comes out, we have some time. We'll talk about that later. But the secret ending that they're trying to hold on to, I do think was a good move for the studio right now. And there was one more thing in this article. It says, though Warner's never announced it, the studio already has a finished sequel script from David Leslie Johnson, McGoldrick. Man, how many names you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 names? Got 4? Dang. If part 2 is in the cards, that script is said to have guest starred Keaton's Batman and Callie's new Supergirl. Okay, I guess. Sure, whatever. So apparently they already have a sequel. Supposedly Andy Muschietti said that if a sequel was gonna happen, they was gonna never recast Ezra. And I'm like, I'm gonna need you to stop putting Ezra's name out there like that. Because when you sit here and say stuff like that, you trap yourself, right? I mean, you don't know if Ezra's gonna relapse. You don't know if Ezra's gonna have more lawsuits. You don't know if somebody's gonna step through the shadows and be like, I got proof on Ezra and we're taking Ezra to jail. You don't know that. Ezra Miller, go get whatever help you need. I pray that you do get a nice, good recovery. But Ezra Miller is not worth hitching your entire franchise on. Ezra Miller is not the only person that can play the Flash. Ezra Miller is not a big box office draw. And I don't really think this movie is going to be the big, successful box office hit that they think it will be. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll make some money, but I don't think it's going to have the legs that they think it's going to have. I already told y'all they overhyped this movie way too much. Don't ever go in a movie talking about this is one of the greatest movies ever and blah blah blah. Nah, y'all should have kept that to yourself, because now you put too much pressure on the movie to reach and to maintain those expectations, if not exceed it. I didn't hear nobody sitting here talking about Across the Spider-Verse was going to be one of the greatest Spider-Man movie ever. They didn't have to say that. Let the movie do the talking. And the movie did. And I do believe Across the Spider-Verse is one of the best, if not the best, Spider-Man movie to date. Some people already got it as one of the greatest superhero movies out there. But you notice they didn't have to send people off with those expectations. Because when you have high expectations, you walk into the movie and then you start thinking, okay, impress me. And maybe it will, but maybe it won't. But just the fact that it has that extra burden is probably more likely that it won't meet the expectations that you had. So this was a terrible marketing thing for The Flash. They had Tom Cruise go watch the movie. You think I was going to get hyped because Tom Cruise liked it? Stephen King, because he liked it, I'm supposed to love it? Like what? James Gunn over here talking about this is one of the greatest ever. What? David Zaslav talking about this is the greatest thing you ever seen? I don't know. You clearly haven't seen a lot of movies. Clearly you have not seen a lot. So anyway, y'all let me know, what do you think about WB's decision to basically make the Flash star Ezra Miller not do a lot of press, not get in front of any interviews, only take pictures? And how do you feel about the fact that they already got a sequel in the works? Y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right. Let's go. Cynthia, what you got? Is Robert Pattinson not being considered for the next Batman movie? No. Robert Pattinson is in Elseworlds. He's on the outside. He's in the Matt Reeves thing. It's its own little sandbox, just like the Joker, right? With Joaquin Phoenix. He's also in his own little sandbox. He's not in the same thing with Robert Pattinson's Batman. So again, keep in mind that like DC, they did not have a plan. They were trying different things. All these different properties, they're in different pocket universes, I guess you could say. James Gunn is finally going to come in and try to give you what the MCU has been giving you, one big collective story. But everything else outside of James Gunn stuff is Elseworlds. They do not connect. They're not in it, at least not yet. But more than likely, you're going to get a new Batman for James Gunn's DCU, and Robert Pattinson's going to do his thing on the outside, and that's just going to be it. That's why they call it DC Elseworlds in that case. But thank you so much. Let's see. Kristen, what you got? Ezra is they, them, guys. We are respecting pronouns, even though they're an awful person. Yes. I don't have any problem, referring to Ezra that way. I try to be respectful about it. I don't really care about, I don't have to agree with them, but I can always respect people's opinions and stuff. So if that's what they want to be called, so be it, whatever. But yeah, there's no need to be rude. That's all. I don't have to go out my way to be rude about them. And I don't think others have to either. But thank you so much, Kristen. I appreciate that. All right, let's get to the final topic of tonight. And yes, this was breaking news less than 24 hours ago. This came down the pipeline, and here we go again. It looks like Marvel yet again is going to have to deal with yet again another accusation situation. Right now, in case you didn't know, they're already going through this with Jonathan Majors. With his whole situation, I've got videos covering that, so you can go check those out. I break it down. I explain what's going on, so you don't have to jump to any conclusions. You can get all the information, all the facts, and I'm going to treat this the same way. I am a staunch believer in juggling different concepts, right? So, for example, I do believe that people are innocent until proven guilty. At the same time, I do believe in believing victims when certain things are put out there. But let me clarify that. When I say I believe the victims, that does not mean that I assume that they are right. I say I believe you in terms of you say that this is a legitimate accusation. I believe that that is legitimate, and I'm not going to just automatically dismiss it because it doesn't fall in line with my biases. That's what I mean by I believe the victims. In other words, you bring in a complaint, you bring in an accusation, I believe it warrants a fair investigation to see if it's actually true. That's all. That's all that means. So, yes, people can be innocent until proven guilty, but yes, we can take the accusation seriously and actually make sure we get to the bottom of it to see if it's bunk or if it's fact. So, with that said, unfortunately, y'all, we got a new accusation, and that is none other on y'all boy, Tanakh Herrera, aka Namor. He has now been accused of sexual assault by a Mexican musician. Here's some of the information that we got right now. Tanakh has been accused of sexual assault by Mexican saxophonist Maria Elena Rios in a series of social media posts. They're calling Namor basically a sexual predator who has been protected by anti-racism group Potter Puerto after she claimed the group published a podcast featuring her without paying her. When they disputed the musician and activist version of events, she said that they were simply protecting Herrera. One of her comments was, I made it very clear to them that I left their group, that they protect the violent and sexual predator, and she added him too, of Tanakh Herrera, that they did not publish anything about me. They still went to look for me at a concert of hypocrites to avoid scandals for their Marvel LA something movie. She expanded on this long post, and she went on and said, it is very difficult to talk about the emotional abuse and abuse of power of a sexual predator who is loved by the world for playing a Marvel character like Tanakh Herrera. She added my man again. Charming in appearance, the great hallmark of a narcissist, a good helping of victimization. And why didn't you report? That's what other people would say. Why didn't you report this? And she says here, they say those who live in a macho country where justice is unattainable, where they almost kill you, and still they don't believe you or justice comes. And no, I don't want to be famous. And no, I don't want money because I know how to work. In case you were wondering who she has been a well-known saxophonist in recent years, and she's also been a big advocate. So that's her right there, Maria. So I have not seen a lot of information behind this. Unfortunately, a lot of her posts, a lot of the comments have been in Spanish. So, I'm not a Spanish speaker or reader. So I can only translate and, look through so many. I think one person on Twitter had actually asked her, like, yo, are you saying that he sexually assaulted you, like directly? And Maria said that, like, basically it's been her and many others. So listen, it's an accusation. I think that this is gonna have to be treated like anything else. You have some things to be concerned about, right? Usually when one person comes forward, you might start seeing other people come forward as well. So we have to kind of be aware that that could happen. You also have to consider the fact that, maybe this is nothing, because even the whole anti-racist group that she was talking about, they were combating her claims. They were saying, like, yo, we don't owe you money because we are not the ones that produced this, or we didn't do this. So, right now it's a lot of hearsay. I think that, listen, whatever the situation is, I think that when you make an accusation, it is on you to support it. It is on you to back it up. I don't know how she could do that. I don't know if she can do that. But when you do go out of your way to defame someone or to shame someone or to hold someone accountable, I do think that you do need a little bit more than just the accusation in itself, because a lot of times people are just going to be like, yo, it's he said, she said. And if you don't come with receipts, if you don't come with witnesses, if you don't come with evidence, it's not really going to be a good look. And a lot of that, again, is because of the presumption of innocence. Like we have to assume that people are innocent first, because if all it takes is an accusation, anybody can accuse anybody of anything, and that can be very, very problematic. That's not a good precedent that we want to set, because if I just went around accusing people of stuff with no proof, no evidence, no nothing, that doesn't make me a better person. That's not a good look. But if I can say, like, yo, you did this and I got the receipts, I got the video, I got the evidence, I got the text, I got the witnesses, okay, now this is how justice can prevail. So right now, I don't really know what to make of this. Now some people were saying, like, yo, Marvel, they should just recast, get rid of him. I disagree with that. We don't have enough evidence. I don't think it's in Marvel's best interest to even comment on this yet, because they don't know nothing yet, at least not that we know of. You shouldn't make any type of movements until after you get more information. Some people want to compare this to the Jonathan Majors stuff. Well, this is not exactly the same, because we don't have the same level of information yet. We don't even have enough information with Jonathan Majors to know whether he's innocent or guilty yet. We still waiting on that video, the video and the eyewitness testimonies and all that. So even that is up in the air. And I would also say that, like, it would be a terrible move on Marvel's end if they did act and got rid of Tanaka Huerta over this one accusation. Why? Because y'all had this situation multiple times before. Jeremy Renner, aka Hawkeye, Josh Brolin, aka Thanos, both of them had to deal with accusations of assault, physical abuse, whatever. And ultimately, those things did not pan out. And guess what? Marvel held on to them. They still, Hawkeye got a whole show. My man's still an Avenger. Thanos was out there rocking it, doing his thing. So it would be a terribly bad look if Marvel were to jump the gun, recast Jonathan Majors, recast Tanaka Huerta off of accusations that are not fully proven, but y'all didn't do it for the two other white characters and actors that y'all got, but you gonna jump and do it on the black and brown ones. Not a good look, not a good situation. So I think right now, anybody talking about recast, blah blah blah, is premature. And if Marvel even thinks about doing it before more evidence comes out, it would be a terrible. First of all, you might even get a lawsuit on your hands. You might. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just saying, I know I would file for discrimination. I would do that, because, again, you didn't do that with your other white actors. So hopefully more information comes out. Like I said, I'm not picking no sides here, just like I'm not picking no sides with Jonathan Majors. I hope that if something bad happened, I hope that justice is prevailed. If whatever person or accusations turn out to be false, I hope justice is prevailed in that sense too. So at the end of the day, I'm on the side of truth and justice, and I hope that what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. We can hold them accountable. But this is an unfortunate thing to even hear about. I'm sad to hear that Tanakh is involved in any of this stuff. I don't know whether Tanakh did this or not, but I hate the fact that another black and brown person is getting in the news for these things. But at the same time, if they are guilty, lock them up, throw away the key, recast, move on. You know what I'm saying? I ain't playing sides like that. So anyway, That's all we really have. That's all we really know about this situation. There's not really much more to report yet. Like I said, there could be the chance that more people step up, more people come forward. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know if police are going to get involved or not. I don't know if a lawsuit is going to get enacted or not, but I'll stay on top of this. Not really for the sense of all the drama, but mainly to see like how does it affect potentially the movie, the actors and characters, and so on and so forth. But anyway, that's it. Let me know, y'all. Let me know, how do you feel about this news about Namor, having these accusations levied against the actor? Are you leaning one side? Do you believe something? If you know more information, please feel free to let me know. Like I said, a lot of it is straight up in Spanish, so a lot of even the bigger publications haven't picked this up yet. And I'm pretty sure they're doing more investigations on this as well. But y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right. Woo, man, that was a lot. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate y'all. Hold on. Wait. I got my man Nelson. Is the Flash secret ending? Will let us know if it's DCU or Elseworld. I'm gonna say no, only because the DCU officially starts with Superman Legacy. So I'm not gonna give anything away. I'm not spoiling nothing. Um, but I would say that it left me in a good place where I'm like, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with what y'all doing at the end of the Flash. It makes me feel better. Now, does that mean that things could change? Anything can change, but at the same time, I don't know if it's going to inform anything the way people think they want it to inform them. So let go of any expectations you might have before you go watch The Flash. Don't go thinking, oh, this is going to be like the comic. Oh, this is going to reset everything. Or maybe it doesn't reset everything. Or maybe it does, whatever. Don't go thinking nothing. Let the movie do what it does. And then when you come out of it, you can figure it out. We can talk about it later. So yes, like I said, I want y'all to enjoy this. Don't go looking online, don't go getting spoiled or nothing. Just go watch the movie, enjoy it, have fun with it or whatever. And then we'll talk about the after effects after. But anyway, thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all taking the time to hang out with me for this long. Really do. Make sure that you go ahead, fill out the form. I think the Mod Squad got it in the chat. Go ahead, enter that. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard the kids. Go ahead, enter that giveaway contest. Let me express my thanks to all of you for helping me get to 100K. I couldn't have done it without y'all. And I appreciate y'all so much. So let me try and just give a little something. It's not gonna be equal to what y'all give to me, but I'm gonna do something. But thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all for real. Let's see. Keep a eye on. If you're following I got my breakdown videos already set. Got some interviews coming up. You don't want to miss them. It's some good stuff. Y'all gonna love it. Y'all gonna love it. But anyway, you know the routine. Wash your hands, wash your butts. Have a good rest of the week. And I will see y'all Friday. All right, y'all. Peace.